Starbase 1552 Comics. We sell everything a collector would want. Comics, Funkos, action figures, and so many more. A real American comic book shop. We are online only. Starbase 1552 Comics. Find us on eBay Auctions.
Are you ready?
For Murf's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murf's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murf's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Of the Nashville Blanchard's Towing Xfinity Series. Brady LaBeouf will win the championship and the race in the Butt Kicker 250.
Keith Bradley gets his second championship on the Friday Night Series with the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series Season 8. This rookie season, he will win the championship for the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
Ladies and gentlemen, over the past 2 weeks, we have had nothing but drama. Literally drama. MDW and also Tiny Horse Ryan Johnson have their whole deal at Dover. And then last week, Brian Chew comes out and gets the win at Talladega in one of the more dramatic super speedway finishes. I'll tell you what, right here, smack dab in the middle of the Elite 10, why not finish it off for the short track? Folks, you can't make this up. That's what NASRA does, and that's what we got here tonight with the Concerned Police Survivors Truck Series, the C.O.P.S 250 in the house. Winner gets in to the championship race next week at Charlotte. Good evening, folks. I'm the Redneck Announcer. Jake Reeves, a little tired here tonight, but we'll work through it. Obviously, the Australia, Dean Hopton Biggles producing as well as Smithfield, North Carolina's own Wesley Outland, my co-announcer here this evening. Wesley, I'm telling you right now, buddy, we are in for, honestly, one hell of a treat here tonight for 300 laps here tonight at the Nashville Fairgrounds.
Anything can happen, and obviously in the virtual Music City here at the short track at Nashville, I think we're in for a good one. 300 laps, 250 miles. This track is 5/8 of a mile. This is going to be an exciting one. What a way to race a short track semifinal, the penultimate race of the championship for Season 9 of C.O.P.S. If you want to make the championship final at Charlotte next Friday, you got to survive this wild short track. It should be a good one, my friend.
It absolutely should. And check it out who's actually on the pole. And folks, we'll talk about this a little bit later on. But if you look at the Elite 10 playoff grid, this man that's on the pole is all the way at the bottom. He was not there at Dover, the very first race of the Elite 10. A little bit of controversy on how all that worked out. Literally, it's been controversy for the past 2 weeks, Wesley. I mean, that's just how crazy it's been here with the Friday Night Series. But Holden McGill is on the pole. MDW, ironically enough, with a Dover deal, he's going to end up starting in the second spot. Like I said, folks, you can't make this up. How about Joshua Rodriguez in the number 4? He's going to start third with Keith Bradley, the animal, starting in the 4th spot. James Beard and Chris Blanchard is going to make up row number 3. Then right behind them, you got Tiny Horse Ryan Johnson and Jordan Durasic sitting in 7th and 8th. Matt Cherry's going to start 9th, and Brandon Schumann will be 10th. Tristan Bruce will start 11th. With the boss man, Brady LaBeouf, coming out here, smack dab in the middle of the elite 10. Screw it, let's go ahead and run a race. Can't blame him. He's going to start 12th. With Stephen Gregory in 13th, Cody Knott 14th. Adam Newton will start 15th. Keith Haiti 16th. Shane Trotter 17th. Brandon Broadfoot will start 18th. Dane Hagan will start 19th. And to top 20 is Eric Zimmerman. To you, Wes.
Isaac Bevan, Raw Meza make up the next row. Row 11, row 12, Joshua Suss and Huck Wigington. Then it's Devin Painter, Dustin Scruggs, and I think the rest of the lineup goes down like this behind the top 26. Then you've got drivers like Brian Chu, Kyle Hess, row 14, Justin White, Jose Luis Rivera, Stephen Thomas, and Matthew Montgomery all at the back there. TJ Moore is the race director. And, of course, we're ready to see what happens. Let's take a look at the stages for tonight's event. 300 laps, as I aforementioned. Stage 1, quick stage, 50 laps. That could be a fast segment if they can get up on the gas and go. Jacob Reeves. Then we go another century grind to lap 150. That'll be the halfway mark of the race. And then, of course, 150 laps to take us all the way to lap 300. There is overtime if need be. And there's some of the guys on driver cams as we await the start at Nashville.
Boy, Kyle Hess looks like he's actually getting ready to rob a gas station with that mask on. Not real sure exactly what's going on with that there. But Kyle Hess, we got 2 VR and 2 others right there on the bottom. But, folks, here we go to close out the Elite 10. Green flag in the air. The man that's on the bottom of the pylon for the playoff bracket. Dead last, he's going to lead him to the green flag. Holden McGill gasses up through 1 and 2, hits the back chute on this very short track, 0.6 of a mile, the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway off turn 4.
Actually, 5/8 of a mile, and there comes the field working off of turn 4. We'll give you the logistics and the track dimensions in just a moment. By the way, the bosses, they wanted to make it a 300-lap race. You see, by the way, drivers in silver, they're in the playoffs. In the outside looking into the championship 10. The ones in red, you're going on to the next round. All these guys now are in red. They need to increase their position. A win will do that. Holden McGill currently up in front as they hit the back stretch now.
Oh boy, we already got a caution.
Isaac Bevan in trouble. Isaac Bevan, number 47, into the wall. And this will draw our first Serve Pro caution here tonight at the Concerns of Police Survivors 250. Watch the 47. That's the DSR electric truck here.
Wow.
Coming off of turn 4. And maybe Haney and Cody Knott were around there, too, for the contact there, Jacob. Oh, Brandon Broadfoot.
Damn. He just drove in there and sent it and did not stick. The only thing that stuck was Broadfoot's front end of that number 22 Chevy, straight to the back end of the 47 Toyota. Check it out. I mean, just sends it in there. We're going to see a lot of that here tonight, guys. Literally, guys just tried to send it in there, see it a hole, and see it if it's going to stick, because that's one of these things. I mean, everybody loves this track. It's like you talked about as well. This is the home to the All-American 400 late model race that they run here at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. So you don't usually see the trucks out here, I guess you could say. There you see Elite 10 playoff bracket all the way from the Sweet 20 all the way to where we are right now. Tiny Horse up 13 points. Jordan Jurassic up 13 points. Matt Cherry, Chris Blanchard, Joshua Rodriguez right there on the cut line. O.T. Bruce, Keith Haiti, and others. And like you saw right there, we was talking about it, Wesley, Holden McGill at the bottom. He's been at the bottom the whole time. He got caught up in some stuff last week at Talladega. He wasn't there at Dover 2 weeks ago. He's got to win this race. If he doesn't win this race, his shot at the championship is basically over with.
Let's take a look at the dimensions. That is the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway in virtual Nashville, Tennessee, the Music City. It's a 0.596 mile racetrack, 0.959 kilometers long. That is about 5/8 of a mile. 18 degrees of bank into the corner. This is a paved oval. The track has a smaller 0.250 quarter mile racetrack inside in the front straightaway and on the pit road. So obviously the track's corners were reduced from 35 degrees to 18 degrees in 1972. A little tidbits of history there, Jacob. The track was repaved between 95 and 96. And by the way, here's a little trivia. So we also get ready for the Nazareth 500 coming up in a few weeks. Jacob, This track is the second oldest continually operating track in the United States. Trivia question, which one is the first?
Am I supposed to answer that, or are we going to leave that one up to the live chat? I think we need to leave that up to the live chat. But to be honest with you, I ain't got a damn clue. I'll be honest with you. We might have to leave that one up to the live chat. What track
is the first oldest continually operating track in the United States? There you go. Who knows the answer? Maybe we can put together some kind of a prize for somebody, whoever gets it right. We're going back to green, though, here in Nashville. Long way to go.
Yeah, we'll see what kind of prize the NASRA officials can try to come up with. Check it out. Right? A T-shirt says NASRA on it, or we got beef. We'll come up with something kind of crazy or whatever. Beef is what's for dinner, whatever. Holden McGill's got the lead. MDW jumped out. He's got his be in second. How about Blanchard up here? Chris Blanchard, the 9. Season 9 for number 9 up here running fourth. He's got the 25 of James Beard right behind him. He's got Keith Bradley, the animal, right in front of him. Good little battle up here, and these front 4 guys up here trying to duke it out for this lead.
Working off 4. McGill in the lead, Wood in second, Bradley third. By the way, if you hear a little cheering in the background, we are watching the college football playoff semifinal game in the Cotton Bowl between Texas and Ohio State. By the way, go Buckeyes. So, well, I am. So, anyhow, if you hear the game in the background, it's because I'm kind of turning, glancing when I'm not working. But anyhow, McGill in the lead. Look at this battle now. MDW, Michael David Wood. Remember, he's already in the championship. 6. Look at this now. He'll be in Charlotte, Jacob. And right now, look at the animal, Keith Bradley, 2-time C.O.P.S champion. They battle side by side off the corner.
Yeah, how about
there's a lot of room in there.
Ooh, boy, that's some door banging right there between Blanchard and Wood right there. And, you talked about it. Wood, he's in. He ain't got nothing to worry about. He's already locked in. Blanchard's one of those guys that is not locked in, and he's going to be aggressive because obviously a good finish, then you got to kind of wait it out. You get a win, you ain't got to worry about waiting it out, and Blanchard does not want to wait it out at this point.
There's a look at the Elite 10 for those that are watching. The man that's got a lock on the field is MDW. Matthew David Wood trying to go after his first ever Concerns of Police Survivors NASRA Championship. It'll all be decided next Friday night at Charlotte Motor Speedway at America's Home for Racing. Right now, it is the driver leading the way, Holden McGill. All of this going on behind the leaders as they hit the backstretch.
Yeah, but he better really start putting on the loud pedal, honestly, Wesley, because you're riding on board with Holden McGill, and the animal is literally chomping at the bit right behind him. Keith Bradley has reeled him in. Blanchard slipped back to about a second, but Bradley closing the gap, riding on board with him. Check out the gyro and how bumpy this place is. He was talking about the second oldest racing facility. Honestly, you can see it right there as far as the bumps and everything is the Nashville Fairgrounds right there coming off too.
Yeah, remember we talked about the 18 degrees of banking, what used to be 35 degrees of banking back in the day. That's a banked racetrack here at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. And right now, obviously, we watch them work their way around the Speedway with Holden McGill in the lead right now with Bradley, Blanchard, Wood, and Beard top 5. Remember, this will go all the way to lap number 50 for the first stage. Here they come, thundering down off of turn 4, right below the Racing Electronics flag stand. If you visited the real track in the Music City, you would see that flag stand the same way as they work again off turn 2.
Yep, I've been 2 times in 2 years. Honestly, was back in 2021, 2022, a little bit of SRX racing. Went to both of those races here at the Nashville Fairgrounds, and such a beautiful facility this place is. And also hearing they're going to be doing a little bit of upgrading to the real one, so that'll be interesting to see how that bad boy ends up coming out. How about on Tiny Horse Ryan Johnson? We saw him. He's only 13 points above that cut line. He's still getting aggressive. Some of these guys, obviously, there will be one winner, Wesley. We know that much. Some of these other guys is going to have to be basically playing the waiting game till later on to find out if they're going to make the championship 6. Ryan Johnson does not want to be in that waiting game conversation.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Tristan Bruce says 9.3 gallons with an estimate of 63 to 67 laps on a full tank. I would say you could probably stretch it to maybe 70, 75 laps if you're lucky. That's something to keep an eye on. And by the way, Sharon Bruce has chimed in. Jacob Reeves, she is correct. I've announced at this racetrack many a times The Truck Series went there. Indy cars raced there as well. The Milwaukee Mile in, of course, Milwaukee, West Ellis, Wisconsin, in the Cheesehead State is built. That track was built in 1876. As we have a yellow flag over the Speedway, held its first automobile race in 1903. The Milwaukee Mile is the world's oldest continuously operated motor speedway. So the answer was correct. Sharon Bruce got it, Jacob. It was the Milwaukee Mile. There you go.
Get that woman a T-shirt. That's what we say.
And the Milwaukee Mile is on iRacing too.
Yes, it is.
It is on iRacing. I've announced iRacing broadcast for Milwaukee Mile. Here's a look at what happened. Jose Luis Rivera, Chevrolet number 20, going around. No harm, no foul, Jacob. I think he can be able to continue on.
Yeah, I believe so. Probably just smoked the tires right there a little bit. Doesn't look like anybody kind of got into him or anything like that. And honestly, I don't expect anybody to try to make any pit stops, at least for right now. Everybody getting closer to that stage break. So we're not having to worry about any pit stops or anything like that, folks. We're going to take a quick commercial break, gather our thoughts, and we'll bring you back here at the Nashville Fairgrounds for the Concerns of Police Survivors 300. Folks, there you saw right there, Premier Racing Setups. You need one, you know where to go, PremierRacingSetups.com. 2 codes for you to enter. Either one works out well for everybody. Nazra or Jake, Jake 57, and get you 15% off your entire order. If you want the setups at the Redneck Announcer races, go check them out. PremierRacingSetups.com as McGill scampers away, trying to get away with his lead. He's got the animal hungry right behind him, and Chris Blanchard slides up, gets into Bradley.
Wow.
Going and trying to knock him out of the way. That's short track racing for you, Wes.
And you say we got beef. Cue it up, Mr. Sound Engineer, because I thought we were. Oh, look out, Blanchard third. Chris Blanchard from the back front nose. I believe Bradley got into Blanchard. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, man. Did Bradley get into Blanchard? I can't tell. That happened so fast.
No, he did not get into him. No, I think that right there honestly was instant karma. But Mr. Producer Dean Hampton, yeah, you're going to have to back this up. Back it up all the way to where they have that contact off of turn 4, because all this kind of happened.
Look at the restart. Look at the restart, guys. Look at this right here. This was on the restart. Blanchard inside. Wow, there's the animal. Bradley sideways. They're dirt tracking it. Going back into turn 1 and 2. I thought I saw a left rear hit by the 29. Let's watch it again. Here he comes.
Never touches him.
Blanchard was already dirt. Well, so here's the deal. Blanchard was already loose off the corner, and I think Bradley just helped send him on his way in a very nice way, right? Could that be the nice way of saying it, Jacob? He never let off. Watch this.
Yeah, see, he was already sideways, comes up, hits the wall right there, and Bradley's just in the gas, and I'm sure he's sitting there saying the same thing that I just got through saying, that's basically just instant karma that just took out right there, or, just happened out of all that right there. So that's not going to be good. for number 9 for season 9. I mean, he may end up having beef with his own self as he is down pit road right now. He hit the wall head on, so that's going to put him a lap down, which is, I mean, this place, I mean, you cannot have a whole lot of damage, guys, because if you have damage and you end up having to go down pit road and you get a meatball flag or whatever, or what have you, he doesn't have a meatball flag, but, you know, you get damaged like that right there, you could end up going multiple laps down, and then basically it's just at a point of surviving and just hoping. And right now it's looking like Chris Blanchard's going to have to be one of those guys that's going to have to be playing the waiting game for later on.
Oh, good. Man, what a tough break there for Chris Blanchard, our man out of Maine. And, of course, Blanchard's Towing and Repair, proud sponsor of the NASRA Xfinity Series on Tuesday night. And look at this guy. There's Blanchard now. He is in by virtue of points, 1 to the good. But if he can't get back onto the racetrack, though, Jacob, that might hurt his chances to go to the championship 6th round right there. Man. Wow. Welcome to the excitement that is the NASRA C.O.P.S Series.
Green flag.
We'll try to get ready. Well, I think we lost Jacob, team. We've lost Jacob Reeves, everybody. We'll hopefully be able to connect with him in a moment as we go back to the restart here at Nashville. It's going to put Holden McGill back on the restart. Bradley will hold on to his spot, retaining the 2nd position. Johnson back to 3rd. Now Johnson around Bradley for the bridesmaid spot up on the outside lane. That's that orange and blue number 38 machine behind him. MDW and Bruce right there, top 5. They're in a lock there, Jacob, again, as they put another lap of the board, and we wind down in stage 1.
Absolutely. We've actually got a little bit of breaking news. We may be able to break it to you right here at the end of stage number 1 from one of the admins of NASRA, Cody Knott. Which, matter of fact, we'll break it right here in just a second as we got Adam Newton. He is going around, and Brady LaBeouf goes around. Both of them goes around right here in 3 and 4.
Wow. What you got for us, buddy?
Okay, so basically this is what Cody Knott more or less said we'll get to that here in a second. We got a Points Poppers instant review. I'm curious to kind of see what happened to them. Both of them right here side by side. LaBeouf up top, Newton on the bottom. Newton looks like he kind of comes up a little bit right there. LaBeouf wasn't really pitching him down, and then Newton just snaps loose, goes straight up the track. Devin Painter, the silent assassin, almost goes in there and T-bones his teammate Adam Newton with Blue Line Racing. But check it out once again, LaBeouf up top, Newton on the bottom. And like I said, LaBeouf doesn't pinch him, but you see Newton just that one little slip right there going into the corner to where he looked like he wanted to turn, and then all of a sudden it snaps a little bit to the right, and then all of a sudden he tries to jerk it back to the left, and he just runs out of time, runs out of room, and just ends up getting into him. But the breaking news that I got from Cody Knott a minute ago was the whole debacle that happened last week. Obviously, there was a lot of people that was upset to where there was no green-white checkers at Talladega. And so somehow or another, something happened to where they had a shootout race an hour before this. I did not know about this. I don't think any of us knew
there was a
about this.
shootout. Yeah.
There was a shootout race for some of the playoff drivers, and whoever won that got an automatic bid to the Championship 6. And we were talking about karma and everything for Chris Blanchard. But guess what? He ain't got to worry about that waiting game because we can confirm this from Cody Knott's source, from what he told us. Chris Blanchard in the 9 will race for a championship. No matter how many laps down he is tonight, no matter where he finishes, that man sitting right there in that number 9, he's running for a championship next week at Charlotte.
And you know what, guys, and here's my take on it, and I'm not trying to harp on the NASRA people, but why didn't we know about this? I would have broadcasted that. Why would you not broadcast a shootout race of that caliber? Like, seriously, with the implications on the line for something of that. So basically, we know Matthew David Wood, am I right, Jacob? And now Keith Bradley, not Keith Bradley, Chris Blanchard. They're going to the Championship 6.
Yes. Those are your locks that you see right there. So you can take Blanchard and basically just move him straight up there. But, I mean, it was one of those last-minute deals. From what I was understanding, I mean, I did not know about it until I looked at our chat room chat right here on Discord, And they were, Cody Knott was like, "What do y'all's got to get down here, and so we can let you know about this." But
yeah.
I mean, but I do agree with you. I mean, those are championship playoff implications right there for drivers to make it into the championship six. And I agree.
Yeah.
I would feel like you would want that broadcasted as well. So, but we'll take their word for it at this point. We're just going to take the word for it. They ain't never lied to us before, so screw it. We'll take your word for it. We'll just go with it. And so Chris Blanchard will be one of those guys. He will be going with MDW next week, run for a championship. 4 more spots up for grabs. And Holden McGill at the bottom of the pylon, wanting to try to get in that bad boy, run for that championship next week. He's been one of the best trucks all season long. He's trying to put on a dominating performance. He started on the pole, and he's led ever since. But Keith Bradley has been knocking on the door and putting pressure on him, Wes.
So some people are snowed in, of course, the Midwest, so the Northeast, the Southeast U.S., and a lot of people taking in, hopefully, iRacing's coverage of the C.O.P.S Truck Series. We are now under 10 laps to go at virtual Nashville, even though it's a winter wonderland in the Music City in real life that is right now rip-roaring ahead as we set ourselves into the nightfall here at Nashville. Under 10 to go. McGill, the Rock Hill virtual bad boy from the Commonwealth, from the Palmetto State in the lead. Bradley, the animal, in second. Johnson third. We're all single file now as we try to wind down stage 1 here at Nashville.
Yeah, and how about Sharon Bruce's son right here? T. Bruce has made his way from 11th very quietly up here to the top 4. So all these guys, 3 out of the 4, trying to get one of those championship 6 spots. And this is going to get good right here. Wood, obviously, he is locked in. So 4 out of the 5, I guess you could say, are trying to run for a championship. One of them locked in with Wood. McGill, though, trying to put on a clinic. Caution is out. We got a spinner back there in the back. 61, Stephen Gregory
going around. Yeah, Stephen Gregory's Toyota has gone around. That's going to put us under another caution flag here at Nashville. I can't believe I'm saying this. This is our 5th caution here. 5th yellow flag.
Ooh.
Oh, boy.
Got a little love tap. Oh, God, that's a little bit harder than a love tap. That's a love knock. That's what that's called right there. That is a love knock. That is Jordan Durasic gets into the left rear, sends old Gregory around. Gregory backs it straight into the fence, and I'm not 100% if this is gonna be staged right here. It may be staged. But Durasic, you see him going down pit road right here. I was waiting to see if McGill and any of them was gonna elect to go down because they were talking about the fuel and everything else that is. I was kind of expected, if this is gonna be the stage break, I would think a lot of people would jump down pit road and get fuel or tires or however you want to look at it.
I have a feeling that they're probably going to say that this will be the stage. I know that we're, at 3 to go. I have a feeling they're probably going to say that this is going to be called here. I would probably say yes, more or less, Jacob, they're moving into stage number 2. So, and man, with that said, what a plethora of caution flags we've had in the first 50 laps of this race. Like, come on. You should have just got in front, rode and drive. These guys are just racing on, on top of one another and slamming and hitting each other, and just a lot of aggressiveness going on out here. And that's just not the strategy I think you need to have here for right now. Not for the first 50 laps, Jacob. No.
No, I agree with you 100%. As you see McGill right here with the lead. We're sitting out there in live chat. JCR Titans 312. I'm not real sure exactly what kind of credentials he's got with some of the admins, but apparently he's got it right here. Basically the points coming in and out. He put them in there in the live chat as we're actually fixing to gas up right here. So this may end up being a 2 right here. We may end up getting a 2-lap shootout right here to decide stage number 1. So I like this call right here. Let them race it out right here at the end, and let's see what comes out of this right here and see what happens. But I got a feeling Holden McGill is going to take that top side. Bradley's going to be on the bottom. Bradley's going to have to pull what basically New Edge Simulation out there is saying, a new quote of mine, I guess, a love smack. is what he's going to probably end up having to try to do, but he ain't even going to get close. McGill messes up. Tristan Bruce to the top side. Bradley on the bottom. Bruce up top. McGill leads up 2.
So here's my thing. Either we're going to go into a caution on the last lap of the stage here, or they're going to stay green flag, and we're going to race right in to stage number 2. And there it is. There's the end of the first stage, and they only had a 1-lap shootout, and that was it. A 1-lap shootout. Holden McGill is going to hold off Bruce Bradley and company to win stage 1 here at the C.O.P.S 250 at Nashville. It is again McGill, Bruce, Bradley, Johnson, Cherry, top 5. Wood, Haney, Beard, Painter, Rodriguez will all get stage points at the end of Nashville's first 50 laps.
How about that? Hold McGill doing what he needs to do to try to get it done. And obviously right here, everybody will elect to go down pit road there. You see it, everybody going to jump down right here. We were talking about this a second ago with the sets of tires that these guys has. And it's only 4 sets. And folks, remember, when we say 4 sets of tires, that's 3 in the pits. You got to count the one that they're actually starting the race on. So technically, they've only got 3 sets of tires in the pits to their advantage. And how bumpy this place is, it can wear the tires out. But the problem is, Wesley, you got to actually run laps under green, which is why you see a lot of guys just jumping down and getting a splash of fuel and gas it up and take it off. And that's going to help us out a little bit. That way we can go ahead and bring up our stage 1 winner. As you see right there, the number 12, Holden McGill. Let's bring him up here on the broadcast booth. And we got Holden McGill up here in the broadcast booth. And Holden, I got to ask you, buddy, obviously we might have put a curse on you last week at Talladega. Interviewed you, you got a stage win, then you got caught up in a wreck. And usually that happens. But is this kind of like a statement race, just coming out here and just putting it on the pole, winning stage 1? I mean, is this basically what it is right here? I mean, do you feel like this is your race to lose at this point?
I mean, if I'm going to go any further in the season, I don't have any choice but to win it. So, makes it easy in that regard.
Wait, so you got anything for Holden?
I'll tell you what, man, we've known each other for a number of years, from the Monday Series DSR to the Xfinity Series and whatnot. What would it mean to put yourself into the Championship 6 to run for the premier NASRA Truck Series program and have a chance to go after it at Charlotte next week?
Yeah, it'd be big. It would make it feel like all the hard work I've put in the season is worth it. So it just give me a lot more satisfaction than ending in round 2, or ending in the second to last round, I guess.
All righty. Well, Holden, buddy, appreciate your time. Congratulations on stage 1. We'll send you back to Warrior Racing Esports, buddy. Appreciate your time and good luck.
Thanks, Wilson.
Send him on back a little bit quicker here. Actually, I was kind of waiting on the pace truck. Pace lights went off, and then they kicked them back on. So it looks like they're going to give them another lap right here. Joshua Rodriguez, one of those guys in the playoffs. Hey, by the way, like I said, this JCR Titan's not 100% who this is, but that, like I said, they've got some credentials with NASRA, as you see right here. We'll talk about that here in a second. NASRA 500 is in the house there. You see your $30 entry fee to get in. 43 driver field. I'm hearing over 100 entries. Over 100 people has registered to be a part of the Great American Sim Race, which is the NASRA 500. It'll be on February the 8th on that great Saturday. It's going to be awesome right there. Duels as well on that. A lot of chances to try to get in that bad boy. So make sure if you want to try to get a hold of it, trust me, there's over 100, but I'm sure they got plenty more spots to try to find you, or to find for you. Make sure you go to @NASRA-iRacing on Facebook and go check them out. Stage 2 presented by the Glass Mechanic. Joshua Rodriguez, Jordan Durasic going at it with Bradley and McGill right behind them.
Stage 2, ready to see what happens. By the way, this one will be 100 laps. It'll take us all the way to lap number 150, the halfway mark, and we're almost 3 wide for third for just a moment. Jurassic in the lead. McGill, Bradley right there in tow as Bruce and Johnson on 4.
Woo, Bruce kind of slides up, gets into Bradley. They almost door bang going down the front chute. There you see, I believe that is Blanchard or Trotter, one of them coming out of pit road, but here's Bruce down on the inside, gets a little sideways, still holding on to it the best that he can. And Tiny Horse, Ryan Johnson, lurking in the weeds right there behind both of them as Jurassic's got the lead. McGill to second, Bruce, Bradley, Johnson, and Jose Luis Rivera in the number 20. He started 27. He is up here almost inside the top 5 right in front of Matt Cherry. They're battling for 6th.
And remember, Jose Luis Rivera had an early caution as well on the front straightaway when he kept it off the wall. Everybody works their way back into the corner. 18 degrees to the back straightaway here at Nashville. Jurassic to the point. Look at now Rivera starting to pick and slice his way into the top 5 as now Jurassic has company. Here comes McGill on the inside on 4.
And big thing about this right here, we're seeing obviously that Jurassic's name is not highlighted, but Jordan Jurassic is in the playoffs. He is in that Elite 10. From what I'm understanding, he is in that Elite 10. So this is a battle for the lead to get him in that bad boy. There you see him right there, right below Ryan Johnson. And folks, those numbers, not 100% accurate as of right now. From what I'm seeing, like I was talking about, I've said it about 4 times, and I want to get to the JCR's comment. But he says, obviously, MDW and Chris Blanchard, they are locked in. Tiny Horse Ryan Johnson, he is up 27 on the points. Matt Cherry is up 26 from the cut line. Jurassic's up 21. Bruce is up 7. Then you go with the guys on the bottom end of it, which is Rodriguez is below it by 7. Haiti is below it by 16. Stephen Thomas is below by 39. And Holden McGill, ironically enough, is below by 57, which is a very, very good number. I'm sure everybody knows about that one. But that is the points that we're getting from JCR Titans right there in the live chat, as we do have a caution out here on the Speedway.
Yeah, we got a yellow flag, guys. Trouble on the racetrack, and it looks like possibly maybe Stephen Gregory. Second time we've had him involved in a yellow flag. He spins again. Caution out for the number 61, and Stephen Gregory might have possibly retired from the race. Watch the replay on the number 61 machine. Stephen Gregory goes around. Hess just misses him. Well, I don't think it was that bad of a hit, but nonetheless, Stephen Gregory has bolted and left, and he might be out unless he took a tow, and it'll take a few minutes for him to pop back in. But yellow flag central. By the way, there's that quarter-mile racetrack, if you see from the aerial view we were talking about. And here comes trucks on the pit lane. Right there, in the middle of the infield, right there.
That's it.
Yeah, it's a quarter-mile. No, it's not a go-kart track. They actually race stock cars on that quarter-mile racetrack. Yeah, I mean, yes, sir.
Yeah, that is a cool little deal right there. I mean, I've done a little bit of racing on that particular configuration on iRacing, which is kind of a pain, to be honest with you. I've actually raced in street stocks, I believe it was. Oh yes, yeah. It is. Oh, yeah. It very much is. It is. There you go. It's a straight-up pain, man, to drive around that boy, but there you see.
A little late on the beat there, producer.
A little bit late, Dean. A little bit late.
I got. There you go. There you go for everybody out there. Yeah. Don't you worry, I got the button ready. It's just a delay from Australia all the way back up to you guys in the booth. That's what it is.
Yeah, all the way across the seas, I guess you could say. So, Holden McGill, like I said, he's got the lead. Obviously, we're already chiming in out there in the live chat. We're already getting beefy up there, as you see in the live chat, folks. While we got the opportunity, let's go ahead and pay some bills real quick. We'll bring you back for the restart here at the Nashville Fairgrounds. And here we go, folks. Right back for a restart. McGill up top, Jurassic on the bottom, Tristan Bruce on the bottom, Tiny Horse up top, green flag in the air. Inside lane, Jurassic just did not go and that will open the door for Tiny Horse Ryan Johnson to jump down on the bottom side, snag that second spot. Tristan Bruce on the outside, Bradley, all of them trying to go around as we're right here about halfway, or give or take halfway, in stage 2 presented by the Glass Mechanic.
Yeah, we're about 20 laps into it now. Of course, this is about a 100-lap run. Remember, they go all the way to lap 150, which will be the halfway mark of the race. Right now, here come the drivers working off of 3 and 4. It is McGill back up in front again. Johnson, Bruce, Bradley, Jurassic, top 5. Rivera now trying to make a peek on the 6 machine. He can't clear him yet as they work the back straightaway.
Yeah, he's trying to find a way down on the inside. And speaking of Jordan Jurassic, son, take your Christmas lights down. It is January. Take them down. It's not Christmas anymore. You got to take all them lights down. Look at him. He's got the tree in the background. I guess that's what that is. Maybe a little tiny tree. He's got lights all over the place. Look, I'm telling you, man, you must... He's like my wife. He loves Christmas. He must love it, absolutely, to the fullest extent. But we're just picking on you, buddy. But I'll say this. He's up there in the 5th spot, started 8th. And he's one of those guys when we get to Charlotte next week, if Jordan Jurassic is there, Wesley, he could be one of those sleeper picks to win the championship next week in Charlotte.
Yeah, we'll watch and see what takes place as now Rodriguez and Dane Hagan tries to go to orbit up on the high side of the Navy colors, or the NASA colors on the back stretch. Now there's, of course, our cigar-smoking fabled creature unicorn, Adam Newton, rocking the, of course, Murf's Magical Creations colors, and he gets right up into the spottle with, of course, Beard and Company as they work again all 4. Everybody now, right now, working lap 75. Trying to get a lengthy green flag run here at this race. A lot of cautions in the first 75 laps there, Jacob.
Yeah, and I mean, that's kind of normal, I guess you could say, as we do have a little bit of door banging right there between Beard and Hagan. All this going on right in front of Adam Newton and Isaac Bevan. Good to see the 47 back out there after the earlier incident that he was involved in. Is right on board with the number 47 Toyota from Kentucky. Trying to jump it down to the inside, trying to get around Newton, but up front, we need to watch this little battle up here as Tiny Horse has railed in Holden McGill and T. Bruce not too far back from him. And then Bradley up here as well. Front 4, you see the gap right there between them and Jurassic. Front 4 have separated themselves from the 5th place truck.
On board, Ryan Johnson. Ryan Johnson now in that 2nd spot. There's this awesome trophy that he got at a real racetrack racing this year. We told us that on the other night.
Goes around. Keith Bradley in the 29 goes around, trying to dump it down to the inside, trying to get around Tristan Bruce. I caught it right out of the corner of my eye. Back end just steps out, might have got on the brakes just a little bit too much. And blocked the back brakes up, and the back end just snuck around. Watch it right here coming over the inside. Bruce is up top. You know, for a second I was thinking maybe T. Bruce kind of came down and pinched him right there, but I mean, he didn't really do anything crazy right there, Wesley. It's just one of the best in the business right there, just trying to, I guess you could say, try to at least just do good by the Nashville Fairgrounds, and it just jumped up and bit him right there. But still a hell of a save right there by the animal Keith Bradley.
Got a feeling pit road's about to be a busy place, and here they come. We are seeing trucks onto the pit lane, service being done, and I got a feeling now we're probably going to see tires and fuel be going around all these guys. We're closing in on first 100 laps of this race, still 200 more to go. And again, a lot of yellow flags, 8 cautions, count them, 8 cautions in 80 laps. It's just been a yellow flag fever race there, Jacob, and I had a feeling I thought we were going to get ourselves settled in for the green flag run as we show the quad box of 4 of our elite C.O.P.S Truck Series drivers, Broadfoot, Johnson, Hess, and Wood, and they all get ready to make their pit stops to get ready to join the battle for the restart.
Absolutely. You know, one thing about this, obviously, that we do want to promote as much as we possibly can is something that I want everybody to experience one way or another, because obviously we talked about this, Wesley, with the Podium 500 of what it was last year, and now it is the NASRA 500. It's a Great American Sim Race. I had the great opportunity of being one of the anchors for that race last season, and it truly is honestly, it truly is one hell of an experience to see everything that goes into it and see all the chaos that can pop off at any point in time. And it's going to be awesome to see right there. You see 43 driver field every race. Qualifiers 1 through 12 dates, February 3rd through the 6th. Then you got your LCQ dates. Then you got the duels and the features, every bit of it presented by the Glass Mechanic. Yes, it is by the Glass Mechanic. Just see it right there at the bottom. And also it will be broadcasted right here live on the Nashville 360 Racing Network. I have not actually seen the format on that yet.
I see. So I asked about it last night, right? And Cody and Brady gave me some details. We're at 100+ cars on the entry list and as we're getting ready for a restart. And I know that's going to almost go up as we get closer to the race. But there's literally 4 nights, Jacob Reeves, where there's trouble. Bradley around in the middle of 1 and 2. They're crushing again.
Oh my gosh, what happened to him this time? Did he get tagged? Yes, he did. Oh, wow. Boy, he tried to stay off of Bruce the last time around, and he got spun around. And then this time, Bruce just gets him in the back end. He was trying to make a 3-wide move to try to get around one driver. I'm looking, and that was Eric Zimmerman, one of those drivers that stayed out. And Bruce thought about going 3 wide, tried to find a hole. It was not there. It ends up sending Keith Bradley around. Isaac Bevan, nowhere to go, T-bones him as well.
Yeah, Isaac Bevan, the man that brought out a caution 10 cautions ago, ironically caught up in it as well. Another yellow flag, another Surf Pro caution. Boy, our Surf Pro business is getting a nice coverage tonight. There's a T-bone shot as Isaac Bevan giving a shot to the animal Keith Bradley, our defending 2-time series champion. And by the way, my apologies, 9th caution. We're close to 10. But no, Jacob, back to what we were talking about. The format for the NASRA 500, the Great American Sim Race. There is going to be 4 nights, Monday through Thursday, Jacob, of qualifying races. The 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th. 3 30-lap last chance qualifiers. Okay? Or 3 30-lap qualifying races. The top 3 make it into the duels. Everyone else goes into the following night if they choose to. And you can transfer into the next race. Now, what's so cool, Jacob, is when we begin our coverage on February the 8th, we will have the duels at Daytona on Saturday morning. So Saturday morning, roughly, I think it's 10 or 11 a.m. Eastern. And then an hour after that, the second duel. We will have 2 duel races. And then about a 2-hour break, we come back for the 500 in the afternoon. So that's your schedule for Speed Weeks, February 3rd through the 8th. And, of course, excited that me and you and Dean Hopton are going to be in the broadcast chair to cover the entire event. Going to be fun.
Yes, sir. It's going to be an absolute blast. And one thing also you saw right there is that it will be fixed setups, and there is no fast repairs, which is, it's going to be like the real Daytona 500, as it should be.
The best need to be in this thing here, Jacob, hands down. There don't need to be no mulligan for no damn fast repair. You crash out, you're done. That's how I feel about it.
I agree.
Sorry.
Yeah. That's exactly how it should be, and that's exactly how it's going to be. It's going to be the best of the best. And make sure that you, if you have not yet, like and subscribe to the Nashville 360 Racing Network and keep up to date with everything that's going on with that NASRA 500 that's going on. You were talking about Surf Pro cautions a second ago. Glass Mechanic, they may get a little bit of love as well with all the T-bone and everything else, knocking the damn windshields out of the trucks and everything else. As Tiny Horse Ron Johnson, he is getting up on the wheels, son. He's got the VR, the trophy in the background. He wants another trophy. He wants to win at Nashville. He wants to go to Charlotte next week. He's trying to see if he can deny Holden McGill that here this evening.
Oh, and by the way, pardon the pun, ironically, the Glass Mechanic will sponsor the NASRA 500 Great American Sim Race as well as Stage 2. McGill, Johnson, they're the leaders. Wood in second. All this going on as nightfall settles in at Nashville. We're closing in on 60 to go here in stage number 2, taking us to lap 150, and we're about 60 laps to halfway as well.
I'll say this right here. I mean, Tiny Horse is really making it hard on Holden McGill. He's going to take a look down to the inside, battle for the lead, but no. McGill's going to be able to get the better run coming through the corner. Tiny Horse looked down to the inside, tried to see if he could make it stick, and it just did not stick. And that's going to be something that'll be interesting because Tiny Horse knows, or Ryan Johnson knows, that McGill could be a threat to him if he was to make it into the championship 6. He wants to try to race him as hard as he can, but because he knows how tough Holden can be, he wants to try to beat him and make sure he doesn't make it. Because Wesley, then that's when you start thinking about who you're going to race next week in the championship 6 at Charlotte if you make it. You don't want to go up against a whole lot of guys that you know you're going to have to literally race your ass off against to be able to have a shot at. You want to go against some guys that you feel like you can beat them any day of the week. That's what these guys is thinking about right now.
Went after it, made a shot for that spot, thought better of it, and now retracts and gets right back on the high horse again. It's McGill in the lead. There he is, right there, coming off the corner. But right behind him is, of course, the Tiny Horse. That is our buddy out of Salem, Wisconsin, Ryan Johnson. He is right there within the crosshairs. And we remember how exciting these two drivers were watching them battle on the DSR Electric and the Xfinity Series when they raced, it seems like a season ago, a year ago it's almost, McGill and Johnson. Right now, these two Pied Pipers going at it for the championship possibly as they work the back straightaway here in 3.
Yes, sir. Tiny Horse trying to be getting up on that high horse is what he's trying to aim for. But he's got to get around McGill to try to make it work. Both of these guys have literally cut out to a second and a half lead.
Caution.
Another serve pro. Caution. We got one spun around right there. That's Dane Hagan in the 39. He goes around. And a couple of others are like Justin White. I believe that is I believe that was Justin White that was turned around right there. So numerous drivers getting caught up again.
Multiple trucks caught up in this. Jacob Reeves, Joshua Rodriguez, the NASA colors of Dane Hagan, Jose Luis Rivera, Joshua Suss, and Chris Blanchard, as well as Kyle Hess, all caught up in this multi-truck kerfluffle. Here's the contact right there. Hagan into Rodriguez, overcorrects, sends and launches Hagan into orbit, into the middle of the pack. And then from there on, it takes out another number of trucks, and that's why we're under the yellow flag again.
Oh, boy, we may have some beef off of that right there. You know, we may end up, oh, boy. Yeah, I think we got some beef now. I'm wasting Sunday. 4 drivers getting involved right there. And they will have beef, no pun intended, till the cows come home on that one right there. So that is a big deal right there. As you check out Rivera right here. Rivera gets into Rodriguez. He gets into him and Hayden just gets him up around. He sends him up into Joshua Stubbs. So what?
Our poor buddy's gone Roboto, Mr. Roboto. That'll let us step away and go to commercials. We'll thank our sponsors. We got more from Nashville. If they can just quit wrecking. The first 100 laps has been a yellow flag fiesta, and we're not done yet. We're back in a moment.
Reach up there and pull those belts tight one more time. Drivers, start your engines!
Are you ready?
For Murf's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and
Murphy's going to get a little bit upset with that one, but we cut him off. But we'll make sure to give him the proper commercial. We'll give him some love. Actually, matter of fact, screw it. We're going to give him some love. Yeah. We'll give him a little love side by side. Obviously, Murph's Magical Creations got the power of the unicorn right there on your screen. And one thing I do want to say about this before we get back to talking about this, Hug Wigginton driver of the 00 with Blue Line Racing, the owner and everything, he's getting some stuff lined up to where possibly we can get old Murf and get him as a bear buddy on the podcast for the door banging download. So we're, yeah, that's going to be awesome because from what I'm hearing,
story.
yeah, well, I mean, I heard, he's a big fan. I hear it all the time. I'm a big fan of the podcast, and, that's what I was hearing from Huck. So here in the very near future, we're going to get that whole deal lined up and get old Murf on the podcast, so that'll be pretty cool. But Murf's Magical Creations, great sponsor here with Nashville.
So if you're joining us here, this is the semifinal round for Season 9 of the NASRA C.O.P.S Truck Series. It is the C.O.P.S 300 or C.O.P.S 250, 300 laps at Nashville. And Jacob, one word to sum up the first 100 laps of this race at Nashville has been calamity. It has been impatience as we got Bradley going around. Not one, not two, but 3 times a lady in back-to-back cautions on the back straightaway. Keith Bradley has just literally been the bully, if you will. He's been bullied for the last 3 yellow flags of this race now here, Jacob.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of a bad deal for him right here that you see. Check it out. Stephen Thomas kind of goes down to the inside, but the bad part is Bradley comes down right here. Keith, I mean, from what it looks like, I could be wrong, but from what it looks like right there, Keith just comes straight down like Thomas ain't even there. There you see Devin Painter. He gets involved. Raul Meza gets involved. I believe that was Isaac Bevan. Hell, he got caught up in another one. I mean, just multiple drivers getting involved right here. But like you said, 3rd time's a charm, I guess, for Bradley. And looking to see if he actually had a meatball out of it. He did not. But Raul Meza takes a very hard hit right here at the end of this. We'll have to watch for the Serve Pro number 37 coming in. Bam! Right there it is. And that's exactly where Raul Meza will get his meatball flag. And he will have required repairs. Oh, boy, Serve Pro's not going to be happy about this one right here, Wes.
Boy, oh, boy.
Oh,
my
boy.
goodness. Wow.
Oh, hide your kids. Hide your kids! Oh, God.
Oh. The only person that loves that is Serve Pro.
I'm not sure how much they love it. That's the problem. I'm not sure. They probably love it because they get the love for the sponsorship for the caution, but the problem is the Serve Pro truck that got caught up in the Serve Pro caution.
Raul Meza from Chico, California, on pit road, getting damage fixed, and oh boy.
That was quick. Must have not have been as bad as we thought it was going to be, I guess. It's like he's going to jump on out. He's going to be only 1 lap down from what we're seeing right here, though, Wes. So he should be.
Jacob, if I was the race director right now, dude, I would be laying into these guys. I would be like, what in the world are y'all doing? Like, seriously, 11 cautions in 109 laps? I mean, you kind of jokingly said this thing will be over by midnight, Jacob, which, I hate you for it. But, I mean, we're already an hour into this thing, dude. We're only 100 laps. I mean, just come on, guys. What are you doing? What are you doing?
We're on pace.
Oh, well. I'm happy to be
here. On pace. We are on pace for exactly how I called that one. So we'll see if they can try to straighten it up, see if they can make it to the halfway point of the race. We're at lap 110. We got 41 to go. Here at stage number 2, presented by the Glass Mechanic. Tiny Horse jumps up the hill. Dustin Scruggs entering his name into this conversation. Up there in the number 11. Obviously, he's not in that championship 6 contention. He didn't make it to the Elite 10. But at the same time, he's got a shot to get up here and get him a win. And battle it out with some of these big dogs up here, like Matt Cherry, who's one of them trying to make it into that championship 6 as well.
Ruggs on the outside, Cherry on the bottom of the racetrack. Tristan Bruce looking inside, outside. He's blocked by Haney. They're door to door. They're sideways as Scruggs goes around. Scruggs spins off 4, blocks the bottom of the racetrack, and they're still scattering behind them. Big crash. Broadfoot's involved. LaBeouf, a former champion, caught up in it. Hagan, Rivera, Bevins, all crashed coming off turn number 4.
One of my quotes that a lot of people remember me by from my earlier days: the whole damn field piling in, coming off of turn number 4. It brings out the caution with Scruggs, Cherry. Check it out. Scruggs up top. Oh, Cherry snaps. Cherry by the wheel hop. Just straight up steps it up the hill. There you see Haiti gets in it. Cherry, Jurassic, number of other drivers. Beard gets in it. LaBeouf got in it as well. Scruggs actually kind of sneaks away out of it all. But then after that, you see Huck Wigginton, Broadfoot, everybody kind of piling right in. And that was one of my famous quotes, I guess, when I started out with, with announcing when I was over with McConey Entertainment, whole damn field piling in, and that's literally what you see right there coming off turn 4.
Let's watch it again, and we're going to watch it with Brandon Broadfoot. Watch this on board with the 22. Oh, man. Oh, wow. Can we stay on board for the 22? I see the camera angle change. Let's see what it's like for him on board. Let's see what the snake's looking at. Yeah, let's see what the snake's looking at here as we go back in reverse here. Put it in replay on board, the 22. Yeah, you just showed him, the 22. Let's watch it again here. And stay with it all the way through the accident, because he said you need to watch this on board. So watch this again. Oh, boy. Oh, man. Pinched in. Was that the 19 of Newton? And is that Brady LaBeouf?
Yes.
It is. Yeah. Oh, wow. It looked to me like he was trying to pinch in on the bottom of the racetrack, and that lane, that express lane, emergency lane, Jacob, just closed on him, and he had nowhere to go.
Hey, actually, I think it was a different Brandon. It wasn't Broadfoot. I think they were actually talking about Brandon Schumann in the 52. So,
yeah, let's go on Schumann.
Get that opportunity real quick, please.
There you go. Brandon Schumann, Jacob, in the 52. Let's watch this now. Watch it. Here we go.
Oh, boy. Oh, look at this right here. All chaos and so Scruggs, Cherry, all of them.
Damn.
Boy, look at that. Oh, he's starting to get around here.
That's all I can say, boy. He got lucky. Man, he got lucky. That's all I can tell you. He better hope something like that happens at the Nazareth 500 with no fast repairs, Jacob Reeves, where he'll be able to scamper and miss. Oh, drop again. Oh, no.
We got another one?
Come on, guys. What the heck is going on here?
Oh, man. I want to say this. You see right there, Eric Zimmerman right there, the 94 goes round. I saw this quote out there in the live chat, which was Jonathan Cofield said, going to bring the popcorn in Discord after this one, so there's no telling how some of this chaos is going to end up pop off right here.
I'm going to disable Discord. I'm not going to.
Let's see. Somebody touches him.
No one got into Zimmerman. Zimmerman lost it on his own.
Well, that turn 2, Wesley, I will be honest with you, that turn 2, turn 4, they are very difficult here at this track, whether you're in, a super late model, a truck, an Xfinity car, or even a next-gen car. I've raced here in the next-gen cars, believe it or not. Turn 2 is a serious, like we were talking about earlier, it's a pain. It's hard to get off of that bad boy as we hear our lug nuts in the background. But turn 2 is actually Turn 2 is actually harder than 4 is, at least in my opinion. You could ask other drivers, and they'll probably tell you different. But turn 2 is kind of real hard to get off of because you got to hit a certain way. You got to hit it a certain way. You got to drive it in on the bottom. If you get up too high, you can straight up absolutely just get super tight. You come up, pound the fence coming off of turn 2 or the guardrail, what it is on the backstretch, and then you run into that problem. If you get too low, you can spin it around. You got to hit that sucker just right if you don't want to end up kind of having any chaos. Now, there's a second lane that's there, and these guys look like they was doing it pretty good earlier. But if you get way up there right above that, the dotted white line up there at the top, you're pretty much screwed. You're going to end up hitting that guardrail that's down that back stretch. And if you get too low to a certain point, you'll spit it out as well. So turn 2's not easy here, and we've already seen a couple of instances off turn 2. We've seen some turn 4, but most of them in 3 and 4, most of them's been with contact. Turn 2, it's been different. Remember, Chris Blanchard, he spun out all on his own, and Bradley helped him afterwards, but he got loose all on his own. Same thing happened right there with Zimmerman. So this turn 2 here is not easy here at the Nashville Fairgrounds.
And I know at one time we were spiking to almost 60 viewers at one time watching. Thank you so much. By the way, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. I know we passed a milestone last Friday night when we hit our 800th subscriber. It doesn't take a lot, man. Just hit that subscribe button, hit the bell, and you can be able to keep up with all the great coverage, especially with the NASRA 500 coming up on the horizon. Green flag back out as you look at the bracket. We know Matthew David Wood. We know that we know that the driver Chris Blanchard is in the championship 6. All of this now going on again as the race rolls on in turn 3 with Holden McGill in red. He wins. He's in the final 6 as they work off 4.
And you know, I mean, honestly, Wesley, you don't like all these cautions, but I think Holden McGill is absolutely tickled to see all these cautions come out, because all these cautions that happen, it's better for him. It's less people, it's less laps he's got to worry about trying to race other guys like Ryan Johnson right behind him, like MDW right behind him, like Tristan Bruce right behind him. Front 4 trying to separate themselves, but Tiny Horse is not going to give it to him. He has been wearing out that tailgate of Holden McGill. He wants to try to get him a win and not have to worry about any points.
Matthew David Wood, or MDW as we call him, from West Virginia. I know it's almost snowy, definitely snowy West Virginia up there in the wild and wonderful state. It is a winter wonderland all over where we are. I know it's snowing right now in North Carolina while I'm calling the race. Jacob, I know you got some of it down in Rome, Georgia, where you live, and not in Australia. It's summertime in Australia. You're lucky, Jacob. You're lucky, Dean. But nonetheless, we roll on here as we're closing in on the final 25 laps to the halfway mark, and Glass Mechanics Stage 2. Lengthy green flag run of the race continues now with McGill in front as he works again off 2. There's that second corner, as we mentioned, how it pops up at you right now flawlessly. Everyone hits it off the corner.
Yeah, everybody kept it clean that time around. Now McGill's going to come off 4. He's got Tiny Horse right behind him. As you see right there on the left side of your screen, everybody that is in that Elite 10, everybody that is locked in there. Remember, Chris Blanchard, he has the padlock. He is already locked in by virtue of an earlier shootout race that happened here earlier on tonight with some of the drama, I guess you could say, that happened at Talladega last week. So Blanchard was one of them. He was able to get that win and lock himself in to the championship 6. Now McGill trying to do the same thing. And then you got 3 that's locked in. That's going to open the door for 3 more to get in on points here tonight. But Tiny Horse may be thinking a little bit different. He don't want McGill to get that padlock. He's working on him. He's working very hard. He may have a run. He's going to look to the inside this time, but McGill shuts the door.
Patience indeed for the Wisconsin driver as Johnson was going after the South Carolinian. Right now, here comes now Tristan Bruce, North Carolina, Denver driver up on the outside lane. You're on board with him as they work off turn 2. It is now a 3-truck battle. They're battling that trio in their own little battle here, working off turn 4. This could be the stage, as I was trying to say, as they come to the line with 20 to go.
Yeah, I mean, and MDW actually is back a piece. He's actually smack dab in the middle of this, believe it or not, because you got McGill, Tiny Horse, and Bruce. All 3 of them up there is battling. MDW is in his own little world. And then after that, you got Sherry, Scruggs, Haney, and Thomas all the way back there. LaBeouf Newton being the top 10. Which, matter of fact, how about Stephen Thomas? Saw him get a little bit in some crazy situations. He started 32nd. He's all the way up to 8th. And one of those guys trying to get in to that championship 6 as well. So he's on one hell of a drive as well. As you see, Tiny Horse, he tried a couple times go down to the inside. He's going to try to take the top side. He's going to try to pinch McGill down. Gets a great run off 2. Tiny Horse trying to go for the lead.
Big shot there up on the bottom of the racetrack, and here comes now Johnson up on the high side, door to door. They're stride for stride across the line. holds it into turn one. Lap traffic up ahead as that battle wages on for the lead. Here comes now an inside move as Bruce almost tags the wall. Gets up under the rear tailgate of Johnson. McGill hung out to dry. Stusses a pick on the outside lane, and they work by him going to one. It's still going to be McGill to the lead in one.
Yeah, and all this racing may actually open the door for MDW to close in. All this racing, everybody having to get out of the gas way more than what they want to, and that will enter a fourth truck into that conversation. So MDW, he's going to jump up here and get into this battle as well. It's still door to door. Tiny Horse and McGill, they haven't door banged yet, but I wouldn't doubt for one bit sooner or later somebody's going to make some contact one way or another. So far, very clean by two of the best in the business. As you see Devin Painter, the silent assassin, way up on the top of the racetrack, trying to give him as much room as possible. It may end up costing him. They'll go 3 wide for just a split second as Tiny Horse gets the run on the outside. He may be able to clear McGill. Both of them get loose off 2 going into 3.
Yeah, Painter got a little bit loose for just a moment. Here comes now the move on the outside. It's now going to be Ryan Johnson to go to the lead. McGill back there inside, looking for second. Bruce up high for third. Here comes MDW. Throw a blanket over these quad trucks going for the point here at Nashville as we wind down stage 2.
Ooh, boy, I'm going to tell you right now, this is some moonshine drinking racing right here. This is what we love here down south. As Johnson will secure that lead, and now Bruce is going to try to jump around him and try to go after second. MDW, he's closed in. He's got in right behind them. They might have actually found a little bit of kryptonite for Holden McGill, and the outside lane is his kryptonite. If you get to his outside, looks like it's going to end up costing him right here, as Bruce is going to jump around. Now McGill will hops or probably lock the brakes up a little bit too much at the back end, step out. That's going to open the door. MDW is going to slide by McGill. He's going to go to third.
Yeah, Bruce got loose by just a little bit. He will hop the truck off the wall, and somehow he still holds on to it now. Johnson now to the lead. Bruce to second. Wood third. Holden McGill really just got shuffled all the way back to fourth. And you see from the back end of Johnson, the leader, Tristan Bruce is manhandling that truck as they work their way to the line. Under 10 to go now here at Nashville.
They're going to end up catching maybe a little bit more lap traffic, maybe here in just a little bit. But I don't think they're actually going to be able to yes, they actually are, as the lap traffic, James Beard and Hope Wigginton, they're going to catch both of those drivers before the end of the stage. So we'll see how that ends up playing out. But so far, everybody back to that single file, at least for that front 4. All 4 in the Elite 10, as you see other guys coming off of pit road. A lot of guys, lap traffic. I mean, this is what we were waiting on right here, Wesley. You know as well as I do. You love this track. You've called races at this track. I've been to this track to watch races. We love this green flag action. As soon as I say that, we got a damn caution. So it ended up costing every bit of
the race. And we were just talking about a lengthy green flag run. A lengthy green flag run that has materialized. And it looks like it might be Raul Meza and Keith Bradley again. I think these guys have...
Golly.
Oh, boy.
It was Keith.
Oh, no. Here is a replay coming up.
He just
snapped.
Of
what happened.
Keith's the one that initiated this right here, Dean, if we can go to Keith. He just spins. Well, there's Meza.
Raul Meza actually spinning. Yeah, there's Raul Meza. Was there 2 spins at the same time, maybe? Let's go to Keith Bradley. Yeah, let's go to Keith Bradley. Right, yeah, holy hell, look at that. 2 for the price of 1. And, man, nowhere to go for Cody Dodd or Jurassic or Broadfoot, just barely scampered by. And here's my take, Jacob. I'm wondering if maybe they got on the binders because they saw Raul Meza spin and then Bradley went around, or if that was 2 cautions at one time. Kind of take your pick there. Wow.
Good possibility. Check this out. We got some guys that went down pit road. Some did not. McGill, actually, one of them coming down and getting 4 fresh tires right there. So that might have actually been one of the reasons why Tiny Horse, Bruce, and Wood shot around him on the outside, is they may have already used that extra set that McGill did not. So maybe they had fresher tires than McGill did. So now McGill, obviously, he's not worried about stage points. He can do whatever he's due to try to get those stage points, but he still wants to try to get the win. That's the main thing out of all of it. Folks, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Let you hear from some of our sponsors, pay some bills, and we'll bring you back for the finish of stage number 2 here at Nashville.
Reach up there and pull those belts tight one more time. Drivers, start your engine!
Well, how about that promo right there, folks? NASRA 500, the Great American Sim Race, February 8th, literally February 3rd through the 8th. Pick your day, but obviously the big one will be on February 8th on that Saturday. You got the duels that Saturday morning, and obviously the feature will be that Saturday afternoon. As we are here, and they're going to be a 2-lap dash right here to decide. Glass Mechanic, stage number 2. As they come off of turn number 2, it's actually 2 laps. We're showing up there last lap, but it will be at the end of lap 150 as Tidy Horse jumps down to the bottom side. Here comes Tristan Bruce trying to see if he can get a bite off the corner. Last lap of stage number 2, Wesley. Tidy Horse, I think he's got this bad boy in the bag.
Had a shootout in the first stage with a 1-lap battle. Now a couple of laps to decide it here. Here comes the cheesehead for Highline Racing, Ryan Johnson. Tiny Horse to the line. He'll come to the caution flag, and he'll take the Glass Mechanic stage number 2 here at the Music City. It is Tristan Bruce. He'll go second. Keith Haney up 13 spots. He'll go third. Matt Cherry had an interesting stage 2. He rallies back for a top 5. Matthew David Wood falls back a couple of spots to finish 5th. LaBeouf, Newton, Bevan, and Thomas and Schumann all climbing into the top 10 to get stage points. The highest climber, Jacob Reeves of the race. Stephen Thomas up 23 spots to finish 9th.
Yeah, that's some good stuff right there for Stephen Thomas. Obviously one of them in that Elite 10 trying to make it into the championship section. Watch this right here. You're going to see everybody right here. Tidy Horse, Tristan Bruce, Keith Haney, all these guys going down this pit road. And actually, it would be great if we can, Dean, because I just now noticed this. When all this happens right here after the pit road and everything else, I would like, if we can, to try to get a replay of these guys going into the pits under caution, because it is a wild pit road that these guys is going to be going in. As you see all of them going down pit road, but you see Holden McGill sitting right there in third. He pitted right before the end of the stage. Didn't worry about the points. Now he's leapfrogged everybody else and shot up there to the front. As you saw Tidy Horse, one of the first off of pit road with Tristan Bruce up there as well. But Dean, if we can, I want to actually show it, because right there where that barrier is, right there where that yellow cone is that you saw right there on your screen, that is the entrance to pit road. And check this out, right on board with Tidy Horse, and just watch how crazy this is right here as they're under caution. It's something that is absolutely crazy. It just blew my mind a couple of times when I've actually raced here at the Nashville Fairgrounds. Check this out. Right there, that wall, and then there's just that little bit of a hole. You got to shoot that bad boy in there. And Wesley, you have no idea how many times I've been, like, say, maybe the second guy, and there'll be like 20 drivers, and the second guy hits that damn cone and stacks everybody up, and every single one of us just pile right into it. It's happened numerous times.
And I can't tell you how many times I've called races at Nashville in real life and seen the types of shake-ups and crazy shenanigans take place on the entrance of pit road as well in Nashville. And that was actually one of the reasons why they implemented, I think it was one time, green flag pit stops. They implemented it where it was controlled cautions, because first off, the budget, the economy, the cost of having, pro tier cup teams, ARCA teams coming in doing pit stops, and other underfunded teams couldn't, and they were at a disadvantage. Secondly was the safety, and we just saw how hard of an arc it is out of the pit lane. We're ready to go. 145 remaining. This is stage 3. We're back to it again at Nashville. The run for the mini, the run for the finish, the run to the championship 6 is now at an all-time high, as it's going to be Thomas leading them again on the restart off full 2.
Stephen Thomas trying to get away. And how about Chris Blanchard? Hell, he was a couple of laps down, and now somehow or another, which obviously he's locked in from the shootout earlier, but now he just come out of nowhere and wants to solidify it and try to do it like literally back to back right here and basically put a exclamation point on the Elite 10. And now caution is out. It's Tiny Horse. No, stage 2 winner. We was gonna interview him next chance we got a caution. The problem was he was in the damn caution, so I don't know if we're gonna interview him or not. I don't know how happy he's gonna be about that, but Tiny Horse Ryan Johnson getting into a wreck right there, Wes.
What heartbreak. Watch this again.
Oh, wow.
Look at this. I can't tell if Johnson lost it on his own or did Tristan Bruce give him a little shove. There's Rodriguez and Broadfoot also into him, the 4 and the 22. Watch this one more time. This angle right here will tell the tale. And here it is.
Already sideways. Right there it is.
Oh, man. And Tristan Bruce wasn't letting up, boy. He was saying, you know what? You lost it on your own. I'm just going to go right on and take it. And that's exactly what he did.
Yeah, but watch this right here. You're going to see Rodriguez right here shooting out here. I mean, he's got time to check up for all of this. But, and they just come straight in there and more or less kind of looks like he arca breaks. But, as you see Jurassic right here getting involved as well, Rivera getting involved as well. But, Wesley, I've raced in these trucks before, and I know how hard it is to see what's going on in front of you. With all this, with the spoiler and obviously the top of the truck where the roof is and everything. So it is hard to see. But at the same time, I'm sure he's got some teammates in there telling him, hey, look, check up a little bit. There's a big wreck up here. Somebody spun, because that's what you get out of your team deal and everything else. But some of these guys might be on pit road for quite some time, but I don't see any meatball flags as far as all the drivers out here. So everybody just trying to get a little bit of damage fixed.
16, count them, 16 cautions in this race so far for the first half of the C.O.P.S 250, this 300-lapper here at Nashville. Welcome to coverage. Hey, by the way, don't forget, racing action gets back in full swing on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. Jacob Reeves, myself, Dean Hopton, and whoever else we decide to bring along for the ride as well. Sometimes we have driver analysts join us like Timothy Hammond or Mr. Jason Morales. You never know who will bring in the box, but anyhow, want to remind you, excuse me, this Monday night, Jacob and myself bring you the next season, Season 5 of the NASRA DSR Electric Truck Series. It is at Daytona to kick off the season. We've got it for you at Daytona this upcoming Monday night. Join us, of course. Then, of course, again, racing rolls on. We'll have a pretty good, exciting show coming up, of course, with the next race in the race for the playoffs with the Blanchard's Towing Xfinity Series. Cup Series is in action at Iowa, and if that wasn't enough, the championship will be decided at Charlotte, all coming up for the week ahead, Jacob. We're back to ring.
Yeah, this is going to get interesting, because this right here, this race, will have it down as to who is going to run in that championship 6. And right now, Stephen Thomas, one of those guys, he started 32nd, started all the way, literally dead last in the field. There were 31 of them that took a start. Matthew Montgomery was going to start, but he never gridded up. So Stephen Thomas started dead last in the field, did not qualify, must have had a EOL from Talladega last week. And Stephen Thomas, outside, looking in, he may be one that we really want to watch out for. Him and McGill, if both of these guys go at it in the last 20 laps, you're going to see some damn fireworks between both of these boys right here to make it.
Man, by the way, again, Daytona, Darlington, Iowa, and Charlotte. 4 different unique racetracks. Where we'll be racing at coming up next weekend. We'll have them all for you on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network. It is the Elite 10. There you see them all. Matthew David Wood and Chris Blanchard to the list of drivers that are in the Championship 6. 4 spots up for grabs. Thomas is one of these guys in the red. So is McGill and Bruce that could transfer all the while. Blanchard back to the lead as they battle for the point on 4.
Blanchard down on the inside, Thomas up top, McGill on the bottom. Now Holden McGill is going to jump down to the inside. Blanchard already locked himself in for the Championship 6. He wants to do it outright and get the win officially live here on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network. As now you got Tristan Bruce down to the inside. Boy, he stuck his nose in there. Thomas tried to jump down, close the hole off, but to no avail. Bruce was there. Thomas backs off, so Bruce will go to third right behind Holden McGill. Thomas will go back to fourth. And how about Dane Hagan, the 39? He got caught up in some incidents. So did Dustin Scruggs. Both of those guys up here battling for a solid top 5 right here if this sucker was to end right here on this next lap.
And right now, look at Dustin Scruggs trying to climb his way right back into the top 5 again. And he's right there with Hagan. How about Dan Hagan? Matthew David Wood, guys that had problems earlier, right into the battle again. If you got a guy that you're riding with, Matthew David Wood, he's got a lock on the championship. No, Hagan almost got sideways, almost tagged Scruggs and Matthew David Wood. They both stay in the position. Losing ground was Hagan. He lost a couple of spots, but boy, we stay green as Hagan's really loose again.
Hagan is absolutely snapping sideways. Everybody holding their breath. LaBeouf trying to get by. Schumann trying to get by. Cherry got by. Everybody holding their breath, trying to get around Dane Hagan in the 39. And also drivers behind him is going to be holding their breath, just hoping that he doesn't snap it. Look at him. I mean, the whole truck is literally all over the place. It looks like he actually broke a track bar or something. And then number 39 is what it looks like. He is still stepping sideways, 9 ways to Sunday. Is James Beard right behind him? His Bruce shoves it on the inside. He's going to kick McGill up the hill. Tristan Bruce trying to go for second. He may have a run to try to go after Blanchard for the lead.
Blanchard, look at this now. The 9. Winner of the shootout earlier to put himself in the Championship 6. Now he wants to win the big show. Our buddy out of Clinton, Maine, up in front. Tristan Bruce right behind him. So is McGill. Maine, North Carolina, South Carolina for the lead here off turn 4.
Blanchard still has the lead. They are going to be catching a little bit of lap traffic right here in front of them. There you saw it right there on your screen for just a split second. That lap traffic is Jose Luis Rivera. He don't even have a tailgate cover on that truck. But here we go. Down to the inside. Tristan Bruce going to slide up. He's going to door bang a little bit with Blanchard. Rivera spins right in front of him. It is going to bring the damn caution out. Lap truck brings out the caution right in front of the leaders. Oh, my gosh. Honestly, I think he kind of spun out right there, Wes. I think he spun out because I think he was just trying to get out of the leader's way, probably, and let them go ahead and race it out. But unfortunately, yeah, you see him. He's trying to get down on the bottom, but hey, turn 4, I talked about it. The exits on these quarters off of turn 4 and off turn 2, they're not easy to get off of, and he wasn't able to get off of it. You seen it right there.
There's a look at it again as we go under the yellow flag. 17th caution of the race. I've lost count. I lost count. That's all I'm going to say. Oh, boy. We could probably interview somebody under caution, but I will never, ever interview anybody during race time again. I'm never going to do that again. Jacob, I'm never going to do that to you again, dude. Oh, boy. Dean was to blame.
That was on me. Apologize. Hey, I think it's easy going around in ovals, right? But it's not. So my apologies. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes there. I'm just used to Formula 1 drivers doing it at double the speed. But yeah, sorry,
I tell you what.
Sorry there, Jacob. You won't do it. Let's see if we can get somebody on the caution boat.
Hey, real quick, out there in the live chat, do y'all think it would be a good idea? I want to get a kind of a vote going off real quick while we have opportunities. We got drivers on pit road. obviously, there's a lot of stuff going on this week, and obviously with me, and I'm going to try to put out an episode for the door banging download and everything, but the next time we actually have a We Got Beef segment, what do y'all think about it out there on the live chat, all 51 of you out there? Do you think that Dean Hopton should be the beef for the next episode? Do you think we should put Dean Hopton as the beef for what happened Wednesday night? Let us know out there in the live chat what you think, Dean. I'm just trying to get ratings up, buddy.
You love me too much, Jacob. You don't want a kangaroo on the barbecue, mate. We got enough beef that there is at the moment. You've already
I've
had
never
me
tried
on your show
kangaroo, and
before.
I don't want it.
I've had the luxury of being on your door bang and download before.
Wow.
Yes, you and Wesley, both of you have.
Yeah, but not for beef though.
Yeah, true. Not for beef segment.
Not for beef.
No, we ain't put that for you. We ain't put that for you. But folks out there, we saw it out there. 51, 46, 45, 50. It's been floating around that number. I bet you right now half of you ain't even liked and subscribed to the Nashville 360 Racing Network. So make sure that each and every one of you guys do that.
That's it. I'm ending the stream.
Cofield out there.
If we don't have
Jonathan
10 likes in
Cofield,
the next 10 laps, I'm ending the stream. That's it. I'm going to hit this big button over here that says end
You ain't going to end the
stream.
stream.
No, I wouldn't do that.
You ain't going to end the stream, Dean. You'll be all right. Jonathan Cofield says, yes, we need to have beef with Australian Dean Hopton. So we'll think about that maybe for the next episode, depending on how many I have that particular night. Green flag in the air. Blanchard gasses up. He gets around Bruce, trying to hold on. Oh, both of them dirt tracking off too as Bruce goes down to the inside for the lead.
Side by side, Bruce on the bottom, Blanchard on the outside. They are door to door. Open the door to the bottom with Bruce there. Pulls up in front of the 9. And watch now McGill. A car length back to third. In tow. Thomas and Wood, top 5 as they thunder their way again off the corner.
Woo, boy, I'm telling you, Bruce jumped right there in front of Blanchard, and Blanchard gave him a little bit of a love smack. Well, actually, it was a love tap. He didn't smack him like New Age Simulations was saying right there. But he gave him a little bit of a love tap right on that tailgate, tried to knock him back up the hill and try to go back after it. The problem is Tristan Bruce knows how to get around these short tracks, and son, he is checking out. He has tried to get away as McGill has now got around Blanchard. So McGill, in one of those must-win situations, and, Weston, we saw what happened at Dover, with the MDW Tidy Horse. Obviously, MDW didn't want to do that. But when you get in a situation like McGill's in, you kind of got to go for it. You got to move them. You got to do something to get them out of the way if you at least want to run for a championship. You got to be that 19 out of 20 and not that 1 out of 20 like MDW was.
Look at this now, the 21 and the 23 side by side. Matthew David Wood and the Thomas entry up high. Boy, oh boy, Bruce in the lead. Tristan Bruce. I know that Sharon and Kristen and everybody's got to be going excited in the chat. As right now we watch them working their way back into the corner again. Bruce, McGill, Blanchard, Wood, Thomas, Haney, Newton, Cherry, LaBeouf, Beard, top 10. They're back into 1.
And right there, you see right there, Keith Haney. We were just showing him just for a second as we're riding on board with Newton Haney right in front of him. Haney's kind of been that quiet one. He's on the outside looking in as we got a caution on the Speedway. More on Haney in just a second. We're here at Jose Luis Rivera, and the number 20 went around. Something amiss on the number 20 of Rivera. We saw him spin around a while ago going off of turn 4 with the leaders right behind him. But Rivera gasses up. He gets away, and check it out once again on the Points Poppers instant replay. See what happens to Rivera right here.
Another replay it again. Watch Jose Luis Rivera at one time. Oh, well, Suss gave him a little shot there up on the top of the outside wall. But at one time, Rivera was all the way up into the top 5. He was battling. He was contending.
Yes, sir. He absolutely was. You see drivers going down pit road, Hagan and others going down pit road. There you see Jurassic right there. Obviously, one of the drivers trying to make it into the championship 6. Cody Knight goes down. I believe that's Brandon Bruford. No, excuse me. That's Joshua Rodriguez. Both the trucks is pretty similar. But there's Devin Painter on pit road, as well as Dustin Scruggs. None of the front runners, none of the leaders elected to make that pit stop. So I tell you what, Dean, while we have the opportunity, let's take a quick commercial break, pay some bills while we have that opportunity. We'll bring you back here at the Nashville Fairgrounds. Well, folks, here we go. Got him double back up for a restart. Tristan Bruce up on the top side, McGill down on the bottom. McGill, we saw what he was doing as far as restarts. He was taking the top each and every time, so the top side will get the advantage. Bruce gets the advantage. Now McGill on the inside. Wood trying to go after McGill for second. And Blanchard right there just laying in the weeds, seeing what happens. As there you see the whole field coming off of turn number 2 and going through 3 and 4. We'll see how long this one goes right here. We'll see how long this run goes right here, Wes.
Yeah, let's see this again now. How long will it last? Bruce on the restart. McGill and now Matthew David Wood. MDW up through the pack. Blanchard on the inside. They're going to go door to door. He'll clear by the 9 machine as they work off 4.
And here we go. Now you got Blanchard down on the inside trying to make it work. Wood up top. Blanchard trying. Keeps it all the way down. Snaps. Gets a little bit loose. But he keeps it straight as he can. And he'll slip back as soon as I say that. He locks the back brakes up and slides. Literally look like a dirt late model going into 3 and 4. Bad part is, that's going to open the door for Stephen Thomas Keith Haney as another Surf Pro caution comes out.
Another caution coming out over the racetrack. Watch this again. There's problems. I believe it's James Gear to the 25. Caught up in it. Yes, it is. Survey says yes. Watch your replay. Pulse poppers. That's Schumann on the inside. Flip-flop the numbers. 52-25 and vice versa. Brady LaBeouf up ahead, and there's Schumann into the 25 Chevrolet, and around goes Beard right at the start-finish line. Scrapes the inside pit wall, able to roll away. Quick caution, I think we should be able to go back to green quick here, Jacob Reeves.
Yeah, we hope so at this point, but we'll see what happens. Obviously, I mean, we are seeing a little bit of beef out there in the live chat. We are seeing some beef. Yeah, some of them, sitting there saying that, some of these guys, kind of back and forth, this and that, and whatever, but for the drivers and everything else. But, I mean, it is what it is. These guys are going after it. These guys are trying to do the best that they possibly can. And, I would say some of you out there in the live chat that are having that beef, if you think you can do it better, jump in here and run with these guys on Friday nights. But some of those guys that's actually saying that, they probably really could. To be honest with you, Wesley, with the likes of Jonathan Cofield. And how about Joey Doucette? Good to hear from old Joey Doucette. Used to be racing on the Friday night series and also the Monday night DSR electric truck series as well. So good to see Joey. Hopefully he is doing well. Hopefully each and every one of you. Yes, the Joker. Absolutely. I remember that. It was Nashville.
Well, Nashville Super Speedway.
Yeah. Yep. I remember that. Had the whole Batman and the whole comic book deal at the Nashville Super Speedway, and that was pretty cool. That was where he got the nickname the Joker. I can't remember who he was trying to go after for Batman. I can't remember who was Batman in that race, Wes.
I don't know. You're the lead guy, not me.
I can't remember. It was before Dean, so Dean couldn't help us out with that one, but he was going after somebody that had the Batman deal, and obviously that one's in the archives of the Nashville 360
Wasn't it Keith Bradley? Wasn't it Keith Bradley?
I think it was Keith.
I think it was Keith Bradley and Joey Doucette. Joey, chime in here, dude. I know you got to tell us. It was Brady LaBeouf. Brady LaBeouf and Keith Bradley, if I remember correctly. I know it was like the CCCC Comics race, and they put the broadcast up on the video board, and in real time when we were calling the race, it was at the trade show, and people were like mesmerized, man. It was cool as hell. Yeah. Let's do it again, guys. We have officially got 100 laps to go when they complete this lap. Go back to green.
Well, I tell you what, since we've got it right here at 100, how about we go ahead and we try to see if we can let you hear some of the engines, let you hear some of the sounds that is the Nashville Fairgrounds, and maybe that'll try to straighten it up just a little bit right there. As we got to crank it up here with the Nashville 360 Racing Network for at least 3 laps.
Don't wreck!
Caution.
They're wrecking. And is it Blanchard? Oh, no.
It was Blanchard. We tried to cut it up, and it didn't even work on that one either, folks. We tried. It didn't work, but coming off 2, let's see if he got a little bit of help. And bad part about it, Wesley, once again, did not have any help. Nobody up his back bumper or up his tailgate. He just snaps right there. I mean, that transition from coming off of the bacon and onto the back straightaway, it's like I said, it sucks. It is hard because them corners, especially over 1 and 2, very bumpy. You see it right there. The truck's bouncing and bottoming out. He just snaps. He tries to correct it. And then what he does, and he pulls it back to the left, just spins it around.
20 caution flags. This is the 20th caution flag of the race. Man. Can we just go to break? Here's details of the Nazareth 500, everybody.
There you go.
Me and Jacob need to take a drink. We're back in a moment.
Up there, pull those belts tight one more time. Drivers, start your engines!
And folks, we're back here at the Nashville Fairgrounds. You saw it just a second ago, obviously. The Nazareth 500, the Great American Sim Race, is going to be kicking off right there February the 8th. Obviously, you got it all the way from the 3rd all the way to the 8th. There you see all the dates and the format that me and Wesley were talking about earlier. Remember, actually, it is a custom fixed setup. Not 100% who that's going to be by or anything like that yet, but no fast repairs, obviously. And you saw right there where it said 50 plus already have signed up, but I mean, it's well over 50 because, I mean, the list, or the entry list, just grows by the day. So if you have not yet, make sure that you get your entry in if you want to be a part of history, which is the Great American Sim Race Nazareth 500. Tristan Bruce to the outside, MDW. He's got to gas up, and he's going to take off. He's going to try to get away, and with ease, big gap between him and MDW going into 3.
It is Bruce on the restart. Again, scampers away by the man in second by 2 truck lengths. That's Wood. There's Cherry to follow. Haney, Newton, right there door to door. Watch now the 23. There's Thomas trying to crack the top 5. They're now making contact on the 19 of Newton as they work 3.
Big time door banging right there between Haney and Newton. And Newton, not one you really want to door bang too much with. He will end up giving you the old kicking a keister and spinning you straight out. I've been on that a couple of times, and I've seen a couple of guys get it as well. But Newton, he's going to slip back just a little bit. He's got Stephen Thomas right up his tailgate. LaBeouf back there as well. How about Holden McGill? Shoots around Isaac Bevan. McGill in a must-win situation back here. He's got Bevan right behind him, and he's trying to look to the inside of Brady LaBeouf off 2.
All this happening again on the back stretch into the 3rd corner. Now everyone settles in for double digits remaining, under 100 to go. 90 to be exact when they come back around. It is Bruce to the lead. There's the Elite 10. We know that, of course, Blanchard, who's had a bad night, is in from winning a shootout earlier this evening. And obviously Matthew David Wood has also punched his ticket in. He's now second. Bruce leads them all 4.
Bruce trying to hold that lead, but he's got some company. Wood not too far behind. Takes a little bit higher entry into 1 to get the run off of turn 2. He looks down to the inside. Bruce tries to shut the door, and he is going to shut that door, but just by inches. Wood all up in his tailgate. The Bruce family is going to be holding their breath for just a little bit to see what happens between this deal right here with him and MDW.
Making another point there to go to the outside lane. There's Bruce on the top, back to the bottom. Wood up on the outside lane. They are all single file. You're on board with MDW. He is already in the championship 6. Now all he wants to do is win the race. He set his sights on the 3. We see the 3 in red. He wins. He's going to Charlotte next week for a title as well.
Yeah, and how about that man back there in 4th? I talked about him. Keith Haney has been very, very quiet back there in that 87. He's in the red, but if he wins, he will lock himself in, and he will go to the championship 6 at Charlotte next week. So these guys up here, Thomas up there as well. McGill started on the pole. He's been up there at the front as well. But some of these guys being where they need to be to put themselves in that particular situation to try to make it and try to get there. Some of these guys up here in the right place at the right time.
Bruce, Wood, Cherry, Haney, Newton, top 5. We're all single file. That's the way they are again. There's McGill now, setting his sights now on that machine as they work their way. That's Thomas in front of them as they go into 1.
Thomas right there in front of him. As we'll see how that ends up working out. McGill's been one of the stronger trucks here this evening. And we'll see if he can try to shoot back up here. Granted, he's about 3 seconds back from where he really needs to be, and that's up there with the lead, which continues to straight up just light it up as Wood is still all over his tailgate, but has not made a move as of yet. As we see Thomas back here trying to hold off McGill and trying to get around Newton. Make sure you like and subscribe to the NASRA 360 Racing Network. There you see all of what is going on, as Wesley was talking about. We're in full swing back here in 2025 for the NASRA 360 Racing Network. Everything in NASRA is caution is out once again on the Speedway.
And Ohio State just scored another touchdown. The Buckeyes now go back up by 7 on the Longhorns. Oh boy, what a good one here. 21-7 and 21-14. And right now, oh boy, I'm loving it. Watch this again. Here's a replay. 21st caution of the race. 21st caution of the race. And is it Blanchard again? Snaps. Is it Blanchard? It's Blanchard.
Well, Bevan
snaps loose.
Bevan snaps loose. Blanchard tried to shoot it down to the inside, and then by the time he got off turn 4, he snaps loose, and Bevan gets into him. Watch it again. Bevan straight up dirt tracking it through 3 and 4. Blanchard gets out of it as much as he can, gets back down on the bottom side, but the problem was he gets loose. Bevan gets loose. All this right here in front of Brandon Schumann. I bet the onboard for Schumann was crazy right there to see. But, I mean, both of them was dirt tracking it going through 3 and 4, and the bad part is Blanchard ended up getting the worst of it. Schumann right there behind him.
Here's a look at it again. Watch this again. Schumann and Bevan and Blanchard. And Bevan just gave a little shot to the 9 again, but the 9... This guy's like, you know what? Here's my take of this, Jacob. The 9, you've been in so many dang cautions. And I love you. I love you, Clinton Maines, Chris Blanchard. You know I do. You know you're in the race championship next week. Exit the race. Exit the race. That's how I feel about it. You want me to have beef, Jacob? That's how I feel about it. You've crashed, you've wrecked, I mean, how many cautions has the 9 been involved in?
I've lost count. We've had 21 cautions altogether. I'd say around that range of about 7 cautions. But yeah, sounds like somebody's got some beef right here with Chris Blanchard. We got beef.
I do not got beef. It's hashtag fake news. I don't have beef with Chris Blanchard. I have beef with the situation of one driver being involved in multiple cautions. I could say the same thing about Blanchard. I could say the same thing about Isaac Bevan. I mean, those names we've called on repetitive mode several times tonight.
That sounds like beef. But we'll see what happens as Holden McGill has jumped up here after all of that, making some pit stops. As McGill is going to be up here, he's going to have the lead. And remember, folks, he's got to win to get in. He's still got a long way to go, give or take around a little bit north of 75 laps to go right here, but he's got MDW breathing down his neck, literally. You see a couple of guys squirm, look like that might have been Eric Zimmerman to try to jump down to pit road, I think it was. But check it out, Wood trying to look to the inside. He's got a nose right there for the inside. Wood trying to get to the inside of McGill for the lead.
Trying to close in on 75 to go, thank God as well. Here comes now Racers for Christ number 21, MDW on the bottom. Battles now with Wood. Wood now holding off, going after McGill. He'll go to the lead as they go into one.
McGill's going to have to surrender that spot. Right behind him, Tristan Bruce, Matt Cherry, both of them are going to duke it out for that third spot. Dustin Scruggs making up the top 5. Keith Haney, Adam Newton, Brandon Schumann. After all the chaos he's dodged tonight, he could probably get him a top 10 out of all this. And Stephen Thomas and Dade Hagan up there making up the top 10 as it just changes every single lap. There you see it right there with the leaderboard right there on the left side of your screen. And Wood, he got around McGill. Wood's trying to check out. Wood wants to win here at the Nashville Fairgrounds.
It is Wood in the lead, McGill second, Bruce, Cherry, Haney top 5. Here they come again, working off of 2, all single file. Throw a blanket over them. Now you go to the battle behind them. Look at now this happening between Thomas and Beard, Schumann, Hagan in that second pack. We got trucks going up against the wall as they send it back on the bottom into 1.
Check them out. Big time cluster back here right behind Keith Haney. Old Tiny Horse Ryan Johnson back here in the middle of this, 16 laps down. He's just trying to soldier on and hope, but he's got to soldier on after another caution as we're here at Isaac Bevan in the 47 going around. Here we go, Wes. Go ahead.
Do you see my point? I mean...
Oh, the EOL penalty is going to be lit. The EOL penalties that we have right here is going to be absolutely long. It's going to be an absolute long list of the EOL penalties. It probably wouldn't even be able to fill up my 50-inch TV screen that I race on for the Wednesday night NASRA Cup Series. But here we go, Post Poppers instant replays. Let's see if Bevan had any help or if he just ends up going around. Suss right behind him, Justin White. Yep. Bevan goes around and he tries to take Joshua Suss with him. Snaps loose, comes right up and doors him.
Yep. And that's your 7th caution. Oh, boy. Wow. 22nd caution of the race. And we still have, by the way, audience, 70. Count it. 70 laps to go here at Nashville. Boy, I wonder if Brady LaBeoufs are great in making them 250 to 300 laps now, Jacob.
Sounds to me like you may have beef. We got beef everywhere. You got beef with Bevan. You got beef with Blanchard. You may have beef with the boss man, Brady LaBeouf. I'll tell you what, just for the hell of it, let's bring Brady up here. Why not? Let's go ahead and make it a little interesting as we get the opportunity. Let's bring Brady up here. We got the boss man, Brady LaBeouf, up here.
If I get fired, it's your fault, Jacob. That's all I'm going to tell you.
Oh, Brady's up here. Yeah, he's laughing because he knows exactly where I'm fixing to go with this. Brady. Yeah,
he's probably
this was supposed to be. This was supposed to be 250. This is supposed to be 250 laps. It's supposed to be the Concerns of Police Survivors 250. Now it's 300 laps. Are you regretting that decision now to make it 300?
No, I mean it's so tough, man. Because we plan all this stuff out 20 weeks out, and then we get here and we're like, okay, well let's research. The last time we were here and. They finished the race a lot quicker, and they complained about, wanting more laps. So we called an audible today and made it 300 laps. It's a cutoff race, in the playoffs. So they're going to get their money's worth tonight. You know what I mean?
Sounds to me like that's basically what they're trying to get out of it. Well, Brady, we'll let you slide back over to Mission 1, buddy. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brady. Brady, I got a beef thing. You didn't even let me ask a damn question.
Well, I was going to ask a question.
I was going to ask a question. I certainly was. Let's go back to green.
We'll bring you back in next caution. Let you have your say. Let you have your beef.
We won't.
Go ahead. Oh, boy. Here we go. Wood trying to get away. McGill right behind him. Cherry back here as well. It's Tristan Bruce. Wood locked in. Other 3 back there with Thomas and Haiti. Mind you, 5 guys behind him. All 5 of them want to win. Lock themselves in to go to Charlotte next week.
Yeah, let's see how all this transpires. As right now we close in on under 65 to go, something of that caliber. And guess what? We got trouble again. Trouble turn 4. And guess who's in the wall? Isaac Bevan's crashing. You got Jurassic. You got Painter. You got Scruggs. Oh, boy, oh, boy.
Keith Bradley's involved in this as well. Devin Pater, Jordan Jurassic. Another whole field pileup in 4 again.
Blanchard's caught up in his 9th caution, ironically, in truck 9.
Oh, my gosh.
This is the race
Lord.
that doesn't end.
Looks like it was James Beard.
On my friend. Watch this. Look at Beard. Oh, wow. Is that Scruggs? Scruggs tagged the wall, didn't he?
Man, Scruggs almost missed it. And then after that, everybody sees Beard and Scruggs going around. And at that point, everybody just trying to lock it up, trying not to get into it. And everybody just getting run over. Check out Scruggs. Barely was going to miss it, but he gets tagged. Gets sent up the hill. Then Jurassic, Justin White, another one that gets involved. As well as here's Chris Blanchard, as you was talking about, 9 for 9 for 9. Let's see how the 9 turns out right here.
Ain't even his fault that time.
As high as it could, though.
Yeah, it wasn't even his fault that time. Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
And
Justin
Ohio
White, one of
State
them.
just scored another touchdown. They're up by 2 touchdowns now on the Texans. I love it. The Longhorns. Boom. Look at this. Look at this, guys. We got another accident. With another accident. Look at this. Is this Rodriguez? Rodriguez and Justin White. Look at that. Oh, wow. Uh-oh.
Oh, that's where that chaos ended up happening right there. Oh, wow.
That's what you call a secondary caution.
Joshua Rodriguez, one of them tried to make it into the playoffs as well. All 32 of you, thank you for sticking with us here this evening.
Oh, hey, by the way, what is it? Somebody chimed in and they were like, flying with Murf. Is that Murf's Magical Creations guy?
Yes, sir.
We have a ton of snow in Nashville tonight. LOL, nice to see it clear for the race. Now, all we need is the abominable snowman to come in and just plow everybody away, right?
Well, I tell you what, folks, while we get that opportunity, you was talking about Murf, let's go ahead and play a little Murf's Magical Creations ad right here live on the Nashville 360 Racing Network.
Are you ready?
For Murf's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murf's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email.
We're back green here at the Nashville Fairgrounds. Want to make sure that Murf got his full screen ad in. Didn't want to have it the side-by-side kind of deal right there, but check it out. Wood able to gas up and get away. As Tristan Bruce goes to second. Cherry sitting in third. Thomas fourth. Haiti the top 5 going down the back chute.
Let's see what goes on here now. As again, big thanks to Mr. Murf and Murf's Magical Creations up in the Music City. And hey, it wouldn't be the continuation of this great race than having yellow flag number Brady LaBeouf.
Brady LaBeouf, not Brady. Oh,
hey,
not Brady.
No, I meant caution flag number 24 is what I meant to say, guys. Caution flag number 24. Come on, guys. Pardon the pun. Pardon my ego. I was trying to joke around here. Ha ha. I think the jump. Well, I think they just called a restart. I don't think they like the restart, guys. I think that's what happened.
It might have been what it was. I'm not 100%, but I will say
they called the
this.
restart back. I think they did.
But I will say this. We were talking, Tristan Bruce give us that idea a while ago of, how far this fuel run could be right here. As we're actually seeing Casey Mink out there chiming in. My money's on 31 yellows. By the way, Casey Mink, whenever we get the opportunity, he will be the beer buddy on the next episode. That was all planned before 2025 even hit. So good to see old Casey out there chiming in out there on the live chat. But it's like I was talking about with Tristan Bruce and what he was saying and everything. This is the money stop right here. No pun intended about the money deal comment by Casey, but these guys pit right here and they get fuel. You can make it all the way to the end at this point. You won't even have to pit again.
Watch this again. Look at the 11. There's Scruggs on pit road and others. And, oh, boy. Guys, we're not even done yet. Jacob, I have to say this. This race is supposed to be 300 laps or a 2.5-hour time limit. Jacob Reeves, do you know that we have only 37 minutes left in that time limit?
I did not know that. How about that? 37 minutes left and 37 people watching live here on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network, folks. I'm the Redneck Announcer, Jake Reeves, Smithfield, North Carolina's own Wesley Outland in the house, as well as our great producer, Mr. Dean Hopton Biggles. Fantastic camera angles all the way from Australia. Getting it done here tonight. 245 laps complete of 300. And I got to go ahead and put it at this point. I wouldn't be surprised if we end up going through 3 green-white checkers, which is the maximum amount of green-white checkers that we have. There you see your elite 10, and we'll see who's going to lock themselves in to the next round. Is Wood up front with Bruce right to his inside. Then you got Thomas, Cherry, LaBeouf. That's the top 5. Is Haiti right there in the middle of this mix, as well as Holden McGill. Green flag's in the air. Wood gasses up. He gets down to the inside. Bruce trying to give chase. Bruce going to the inside. He's trying to go for the leading 3.
And he'll pull up in front of the driver door of MDW. He'll hold his line. Bruce will as well on the bottom. And guess what? Another yellow flag. Trouble on the racetrack again. Caution is out. Is it Jose Luis Rivera, guys? Is it the 20?
I'm looking right now. Actually, I believe I'm looking. It was Hagan. Dane Hagan, I believe it was, that snapped sideways in 3 and 4.
The 39. The 39. The 39 Hagan.
39, yep. Yes. And nobody touched it.
The NASA spaceman. The 39. The red and black NASA 39. Dan Hagan. Watch this. Here we go. Here we go, Jacob. Look at this. Who's around him? Is that Keith Bradley? Ha!
Keith right there. He gets into Blanchard. Blanchard goes up. Rodriguez. Oh boy. You know, Wesley. You know, I don't know if you remember this or not, but at one point there for a while, I had
I'm retiring, Jacob. I'm retiring, Jacob.
I had some race polls that I used to put in there, and I wanted the drivers and anybody that was in the league to get, drivers' input and their opinions on if it was a good race. I done that for a while, and I'm going to try to get back to doing that here in 2025, but I got a feeling right now this will be unanimous as to no. If I had to take a wild guess, I'm going to say it's probably going to be no. It's Broadfoot over there. He's got the vape rocking and rolling right there. Kyle Hess still got the mask up. Woods ready for this sucker to end, and Tidy Horse over there looks like he's got the vape going. Everybody got the vape going, which is way different than me because I got the dip bottle going as well. So, or cold beer, whichever one I can find at that point.
I'm about to find the key to the lock to the liquor cabinet. That's all I'm going to tell you, Jacob. I don't have the key. I got to find it. I lost it. I stuck it somewhere.
How about old Pookie, Jeff Murk? He did not make the race tonight. He wasn't able to make it, but he's out there. It's not my fault. I'm not in there. LOL. So Murk can't take the blame for this.
That. I love it, Jeff. Jeff Murk is chiming in. Whoever was asking about Mr. Pookie earlier, is that Pookie?
Well, they'll probably end up having beef with him because I think he spelled there wrong. But anyway, there you go, Kristen Bruce. Nice for her to put in there. She corrected him, got his spelling straightened out as we're back green.
I knew that was going to happen.
And by all means, I mean, I saw that coming from from the Bruces. I knew they was going to throw that one at him.
Did. You've been through this for too long. Look out!
Nailed that one as we got another wreck back there.
Rodriguez wrecking again. Oh, my God. Broadfoot involved as well. Devin Painter up against the outside wall. Oh, my goodness, people. Come on. Listen, this is that Justin White on the bottom? Yeah, it is. The cops truck's number 2, the house truck. Oh, boy. Surf Pro cautions and pulse poppers replays, indeed. Thank you for all of your services. You definitely got all of your sponsor ads back in probably one damn night of broadcasting. So here it is again, Jacob. 25th caution of the race, by the way.
Absolutely. And it really started right there with Keith Bradley, Joshua Rodriguez. You saw that just a second ago. Justin White. Oh, boy, he missed it. But then he might have locked the brakes up, and then he just comes straight down and hits the inside rotative wall, gets involved as well. But, I mean, it really started right here. There you see Keith Bradley right here. Joshua Rodriguez gets a little bit loose. Might have got out of the gas a little bit, and Bradley just lays straight into the tailgate and just straight up sends him right there. I tell you what, some of y'all are talking about a drinking game. Granted, we got about 50 laps to go. Every time we have a caution, take a drink at this point. If you haven't already tried that, we may have to do that. We may have to do that the next time we go to a short track. So, matter of fact, it'll be Iowa Wednesday night. So we'll see how that one ends up working out. There's your drinking game.
By the way, I lost count, Jacob, or I'm already inebriated. 26 cautions, not 25, 26. Boy. 26 cautions.
I mean, that's about as many laps as a caution. One stage break in like Dega or Daytona or something.
Interception, like Ohio State. That's it. Oh, by the way, can I say this also, my friends, Jacob and Dean? I lost my train of thought. That never happens. Oh, yes. What is the record of cautions in a NASRA race? I think we've literally passed the record. I really do, Jacob Reeves. I seriously think we've done it. I really think we've passed the record of the most cautions in a race.
There was a race that
the Maker's Mark 400. I love it.
There was a race that we did on the Monday Night Series with the DSR Electric Truck Series. We was at Bristol, and it actually timed out. I don't know if y'all remember that or not, I think it was last season.
Yeah,
it timed out.
Wasn't it?
And I think it was
27 cautions. Wasn't it 27?
I think so. So there's a possibility.
27 cautions. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, there are exactly 29 minutes left before this race times out, Jacob, and we still have 44 laps to go here at Nashville.
Well, let's see how this ends up working out. As Wood still got the lead. Bruce trying to. Every time he gets a caution, he's able to get another shot to try to get a hold of Wood. As Scruggs got loose back there in the back. And, yep, that's going to be another caution. Make it the 27th caution. And Dustin Scruggs snaps loose back there in the back. And caution out once again.
Jacob, so I went back to that race that we did at Bristol that timed out. 27 caution flags fell in that race. This is the tying caution amount of any NASRA broadcast. 27 cautions. It is now tied, ironically, with 2 tracks in the volunteer state, Bristol and now Nashville, and we still have 42 laps to go. Here's a look at a replay. Blanchard, Scruggs, Hagan all around one another. But Jacob, if we get one more caution, this will be the record number of yellow flag caution flags in a NASRA in a NASRA broadcast.
Well, if I was a betting man, yeah, I would bet for it.
How ironic is this as well? You can't make this up, right? The game's over, 28-14. Ohio State beat Texas to go to the college football playoff. They're going to play Notre Dame, right? They're going to play Notre Dame. 28 was the score for Ohio State. The record for NASRA for the most cautions of a race for a league broadcast would be 28 if we have this caution.
Yeah, we're we're
No, I don't want to talk to
we're gonna put
nobody.
money on
I don't
that
want to
one.
talk to nobody. I don't want to talk to
I don't wanna
nobody right now.
at this point. No.
Oh, yeah, man, I would. Let's talk to Dean. Dean, let's talk to you. What's your take,
talk to
Ozzy,
me.
on this race, my friend? How do you feel?
I think I've had more cautions in a
Champagne
race before.
wishes and kangaroo dreams, my friend.
I think I've had more in a caution before, but at least I think everybody's having fun. I know, Jacob, you were exhausted earlier in the green room. That you were mentioning because you've had long
Still am.
15-hour days, and I thought, don't worry about it, mate. We're gonna have about 24 cautions to wake you up, and it's just the case that we're having here this evening. It is what it is. It's one of those that you're gonna knock through it. But I think great lately, gentlemen. When's the last time we had that caution fest race? We haven't had one in a long time in Nazareth, and I think
No,
that's,
it was last year.
Yeah,
it was last year.
It's a
at
whole
Bristol.
year away.
It was last
So
year.
this is
last
not
year
bad.
at Bristol.
You get one of these a year that you put up with, and the rest of it's all great racing. So why not? Back to you in the studio, gentlemen.
I said it at Bristol, Dean Hopton. I'll say it again. This is a joke. Sorry. I'm just being honest, right? I mean, I feel like I'm back at the dang New Year's bash at Dillon all over again last Sunday on Racing America. That's all I'm going to say. Let's try this again.
Well, yeah, we were talking about that drinking game a while ago. I think Sharon Bruce, she did put it there. She said, yeah, she said, I'm drunk at this point. So she's already 27 shots in. She'll probably go ahead. You might want to go ahead and get that shot glass ready. I think we're fixing to break a record here tonight at Nazareth. And great time maybe for that record to be broken. It's your son, Mama Bruce. Mama Bruce, Tristan trying to go for the lead. MDW on the outside once again.
Here we go again to the back stretch. You look at now Tristan Bruce diving on the inside of MDW. Matthew David Wood down the back straightaway. Working into the third turn. They're single file. Nose to tail for the lead as they work in 3.
So far, so good. Everybody try to keep it calm, cool, and collected. Wood up front. Bruce second. Thomas, Cherry, Haney now up here with McGill. This is where you're going to end up probably seeing the chaos kick off as McGill tries to get up top. Cherry gets into the guardrail. Ironically, McGill's going to 3 and 4. Not what he needed. Caution out, and the record has been broken.
Holden McGill out of turn 4 puts us under our 28th Serve Pro caution. That is the new record of the most cautions ever in a NASRA League broadcast series. Wow.
And he just tried to, he just got on the brakes right there. He might have overdrove it just a little bit. Tried to shoot the gap right there, and then the back end just comes around. Thankfully, nobody else runs into him, but Wesley, we've talked about it. Most of what we're seeing tonight, I don't think a whole lot of it has had to do with people just running people over. I think it's just at that point of just how hard this damn place is to race around in a truck because, as well as I do, most of the time, when we race here, most of the time it's late models and super late models and all that stuff. We haven't raced in the trucks Xfinity Series for real in a long time. But I tell you what, folks, while we got the opportunity, record has been broken. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Bring you right back here at Nashville. Well, folks, we're back here at the Nashville Fairgrounds. Will this be the last restart? We sure as hell hope so. Here we go. Wood tries to jump down. He's going to close the hole. Tristan Bruce right behind him. Tristan may be thinking that he may have enough points to secure a spot. He looked a couple of times to the inside, Wes. He wanted to try to get around Wood, but he may be wanting to just try to be calm, cool, collected. He may be able to get it done right here. If he just finishes second, he may be able to pull it off.
A dangling carrot approaches everybody on the home stretch. 30 laps to go now. It's Matthew David Wood off the corner. He leads the way, scrapes the truck up against the outside wall just a moment ago, but he doesn't prevail. Bruce in second, Thomas third, Cherry, Haney. By the way, Stephen Thomas up 30 spots almost to get to third as they work off 4.
That one right there is going to be the wild card position right there to watch Stephen Thomas. Obviously, numerous points out, had to come in. He was like Holden McGill. Wesley, he had to win and get in to the championship 6. So Thomas could be one of them that we could be watching right here that could seriously do some damage right here and be that sleeper and be the shocker, especially from dead last. He's putting some pressure on T. Bruce as Wood is starting to check out. But Thomas putting pressure, Cherry putting pressure, and believe it or not, I can't even believe I'm saying it, look who's sitting fifth. Chris Blanchard. He's got caught up in 9, 10, 12 wrecks tonight, and somehow or another, he's still up here in the top 5.
And by the way, the countdown clock is now down to 20 minutes remaining. 20 minutes with now around 25 laps to go. Heading to the home stretch, it's Matthew David Wood trying to win it all in the semifinals to head to Charlotte to race for championship.
Absolutely. Wood trying to hold on to it and try to see if he can get the win and see how it ends up working out for him. As Tristan Bruce still trying to hold off Stephen Thomas. Cherry Blanchard, the top 5. Rest of the top 10 is Keith Haney, Adam Newton, Bray LaBeouf, and Jordan Durasic being your top 10 here this evening. Matter of fact, that's a scratch that. Brandon Schumann back there, he's at a battle with, ironically enough, Holden McGill, who's going to shoot right around Brandon Schumann. So McGill's trying to go up through there and claw his way. But Wesley, I think he's going to run out of time. He's going to need some chaos in front of him if Holden McGill wants to run for a championship next week at Charlotte.
We're coming out of some short change now. Under a quarter remaining. It's still going to be Wood in the lead. Bruce at second. Thomas third. The interval now between about a third seconds, and nope, we've spoke too soon. Yellow flag number 29 out over the racetrack as it looks like Dustin Scruggs has crashed in the number 11 on the back straightaway.
Dustin Scruggs going into turn number 1. Back in, just steps out once again, comes in, locks the brakes up. You'll see it right here. Cody Knott, Tiny Horse, Ryan Johnson, all those guys right behind him. And watch this right here. This goes into the corner, locks the brakes up, back in, steps out. He ends up going around. Thankfully, nobody hits him, at least for this point. Yep, nobody hits him. The only thing he does is he actually just hits the damn guardrail. So he just said, well, if ain't nobody going to hit me, I'll go ahead and I'll hit, I'll just go ahead and I'll clean myself out at that point. But we'll see how this ends up working out. As the Jurassic, couple of other drivers going down pit road right here. And I was talking about the fuel strategy, everybody talking about it out there. And T. Bruce was talking about 60 laps in that area. That's what we were hearing. 60 laps, give or take, as far as the fuel goes and everything else. So we'll see what some of these guys elect to do up here. Wood staying out, Bruce staying out, so they look like they've got enough fuel to make it. And another thing about this, Wes, you're not going as fast right here under caution, and these laps are just clicking off just so quick. You got the opportunity to pop the clutch, and, put the clutch in, turn the truck off. You can save some fuel very quick here at the Nashville Fairgrounds.
Another yellow flag here at Nashville. There you see some of the guys up in the quad box, how they're surviving it. Looks like Brandon Broadfoot is barely awake. He's nodding off. Whatever he's doing. What is he doing? Wake up, Brandon. Brandon, not Brady LaBeouf. I'm sorry, I meant Brandon Broadfoot. It looks like he is definitely, I don't know what he's doing. I thought for a second he was nodding off. Ryan Johnson, put up the box again there, Jacob. Dean, put up there, Dean. Ryan Johnson just looks like he's kind of calm, cool, collected. I do see that sigh of relief. Kyle Hess, I can't tell what he's doing because he's got a mask on. Are we in Texas or Nashville for the Bandito? And Matthew David Wood is trying to win. He's got a smile on his face, hoping that, will this be the last restart? Will this go to the end? 20 to go. By the way, it is our premier racing setups. 20 to go. Jacob Reeves will go side by side as they come to green. Tell everybody about Premier. And while we're glad to have him a part of Nazareth, even if it's a wreck fest.
Absolutely. Premier Racing Setups. Folks, you need one. You know where to go as the green flag is out. PremierRacingSetups.com. When you get there, make sure you enter the code of Nazra or Jake57. You will get 15% off your entire order. And boy, duking it out up here in turn 3 and 4 with Thomas in the middle, Blanchard on the bottom, and Cherry up top. And folks, if you want the setups that the Redneck Announcer races, go check them out. PremierRacingSetups.com, as they are spicing it up here for that third spot, as Bruce still trying to give chase to push it out once again.
Down at 30 cautions, and the Surf Pro yellow flag just keeps on waving. Poor Barney's arms are going to fall off. And if you don't know what the color of the Banana Republic flag is, it is yellow.
Dan Hagen in the 39.
Dan Hagen. There we go again. Dan Hagen, Isaac Bevan, Chris Arnold. Chris Blanchard. Chris Blanchard. See, I'm calling damn real modified racers' names on the broadcast now. I'm getting tongue-tied. Here it is again. Boy, if I was the race director in Nazareth, I would really seriously have a word with these guys. Jacob, help me out here. You kind of said the track turned 2, 4. Okay, I'll take that consideration with the corners at first, but there's just other things we've seen that's been absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I don't want to say that in a bad way, but I hope the powers that be at Nazareth try to find a way to reprimand and fix this stuff before your championship finale at Charlotte next week.
I think it's really honestly, Wes, I think a lot of this has got to do with it just being a short track. You know, we've seen these guys, how they race on mile and a halves. We saw, how good of a race it was at Dover, controversial finish or not, however you want to look at it. But Dover was a good race. We've had other races throughout the season where they were at mile and a halves and they turned out to be fantastic races. I think it's just the aspect of it being a short track, which granted, you can look at it, bumpy asphalt, however you want to look at it, whatever you want to call it. But short tracks, unless it's Richmond's about the only one. Well, Nazareth Cup Series, we'll take that one on the chin. But as far as like C.O.P.S and DSR Electric, when it comes to the Truck Series, Richmond would probably be the best short track that I think that we've ever ran at, because we never have a problem. We didn't have a problem, with the trucks when we went to Richmond and everything. I think it's just a short track atmosphere that happens here at the fairgrounds, because it is hard to get around, and then you end up getting people frustrated. They end up getting ticked. Try to go PG with that, but that's what you're going to end up having when this happens right here at certain tracks like this. Is frustration's going to start setting in. People's going to start overdriving the corner. People's about half asleep trying to drive the damn things, and then it's like brakes up and they sped out, and that's why you got about 30 cautions. So we'll see if this is it right here. 13 to go. Unlucky number 13, which might have put a bad luck on us right here. But we'll see how this ends up working. As Bruce right behind Wood, Thomas, Blanchard going at it for third. Wood leads going into 3. And Thomas
we got trouble again. Look at this around. Wow.
No,
Stephen Thomas.
Out.
Yeah, he got bombed by, and then he got slammed by the animal Keith Bradley. Go figure. Rodriguez crashes again. Go figure. And boy, it was a 23 of Thomas, and I want to say, was that Bruce? I don't think it was Bruce. I think it was Keith Haney that slammed into him right there. There's the contact, and around went the 23. And watch the replay one more time. Nowhere to go. Here is Thomas trying to keep it off of Blanchard. And there it is again. Look out. Look out. Here we go.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, Keith Bradley. Hey, by the way, Jacob, somebody does chime in, and obviously I respect his opinion, Brian Chu. He says part of this is the new damage model. With enough damage, these trucks become undrivable. That's why I parked it. Jonathan Cofield chimes in and says, happens in every league. Short tracks just don't work on iRacing. Has nothing to do with the drivers or the league.
I agree with both of those statements. To be honest with you, I agree with both of them because, iRacing, they just got through with they just got through with an update right here at the start of 2025 with the update and everything, and there was a new damage model. There was a new damage model not too long ago as well as actually Tristan Bruce is actually saying now it's the drivers. But obviously Tristan's going to say that, but I agree with the damage model because it's more realistic. You would think with all the wrecks and everything else, but I mean, we only got 18 drivers on the lead lap, and there was 31 of them that started the race. So I agree with that, and I also agree with Cofield as well as. It's like I said, there's certain short tracks that work, there's certain ones that don't. Richmond's always worked. And, we've watched that, y'all have called it or whatever. I've raced in them as well. And I've never had a problem with the trucks being a track like Richmond. Now, you go to Bristol, man, that is what it is. Bristol's an animal in itself. And then obviously here at the Nashville Fairgrounds, hopefully Iowa, which has produce some good racing in the trucks. Hopefully it'll do good for us Wednesday night when we go there for the Nashville Cup Series. So hopefully that one's going to turn out fantastic. But it is short tracks. I think it's just got a lot to do with short tracks. It may have a little bit to do with the drivers, but I think it's just mainly the short tracks. So we'll see how this ends up working out. 8 to go. And obviously, we have those 3 green-white checkers. I might have jinxed it, but here we go. Let's see what happens. Wood gets the lead. Bruce goes to second. Blanchard shoots around Cherry for third as they work their way into 3.
I hope we don't have overtime. I hope we don't. Please, guys, I'm exhausted here. Over 31 caution flags. Let's go back to the restart here with Wood up in front. Look at Jurassic now. Jurassic losing ground. He just got bypassed by Haney, and we're wrecking again. What do you know? Chris Blanchard. Park it, guys. Come on.
He ends up tagging Keith Haney. And Haney, one of them that was having a fantastic run and did not need to get caught up in that one. That may end up costing his chance and try to make it to the championship 6. We're hearing from the War Room live chat. I didn't even know we had a War Room live chat,
guys.
but
yeah.
there you go.
And by the way, we're not 12 minutes remaining, guys. It's under 10 minutes remaining now. We're now at 9 minutes left in race time, on race time for the distance of the race before it goes into its own activity. 9 minutes left on the clock for the time limit.
I believe that this tuning real quick, it's very, very, a lot of drivers just making mistakes on those cold tires, trying to get that temperature back into it, and which is, because they're all gunning for it. A lot of playoffs are at stakes here. It is the playoffs. And obviously what you're seeing is that everybody just gassing it. Tires aren't up the temperature. They're going around. Chris Blanchard, I think, was the cause of that one that she'd mentioned as well, too. And they're all racing. They're all racing for, Chris Blanchard doesn't need to. He could probably park it because you mentioned he's got the lucky dog, right? So he's through. But he's probably out there helping his teammates. But there he is, just tags the ball, goes off the fence. But he's also, there's other things happening. Bang, that's what's tagged. Keith sent him around. His championship hopes might be done and dusted too.
Well Dean, I'll actually counter that, kind of, and I'm not trying to take up for him. By no means, I'm not trying to take up for him because, you get caught up in that many wrecks and you spend that many times. Yeah, I agree. You need to go ahead and park the damn truck. But, granted, he's advanced and everything else, but another thing about it is a lot of these guys.
That's my point. You're not doing what Matthew David Wood's doing. You're being a hindrance on the track wrecking.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that is true, I guess. I was going to sit there and say, obviously, they're all racing for, the prize of money and everything else. And there's that instance, trying to race for the money and everything else. But at the same time, I get what you're saying. If you're going to cause this many wrecks, park it. So I agree with you 100%. So, See it out there, Jordan Jurassic chiming in on the driver chat, not the live chat on YouTube, but right here on the UI. From what I'm seeing, is 7 minutes left. Which obviously, Wesley, you got it up on the race time as well. So
7 minutes
see
to
how
go.
this works out. Thing about it is right here, getting ready for a restart. This is official restart. This is not an overtime restart right here, Wesley.
That's right.
So if they make it to the white flag, hey,
it's
fair
over.
game.
Hopefully it will be. Hopefully it will be. There is still 3 attempts at overtime if need be as well. Hopefully that does not have any opportunity to happen. Green flag out. Michael David. Run, the leader gets tangled. Tristan Bruce, bump and run. Excuse me, up the middle. Cherry to the inside. They're going to go door to door and run each other in the track in 3. Hold on to it, boys.
Woo, I'm telling you right now, if it wasn't already crazy with all of it that was going on, we have got a white flag and we're going to have an official race. Adam Newton almost gets moved by Jordan Jurassic right behind him. Matt Cherry coming out of nowhere, and Bruce gets him up the track. We're trying to get Bruce. Bruce comes off 4. McGill comes on 3rd, but Tristan Bruce wins it in a shootout at the end. And Wood is happy. We beef cue it, Dave. We got beef right there with Wood and Tristan Bruce.
We got beef. So listen, here's my deal. I'll be honest with you. Congratulations, Tristan Bruce. I want to say that he made his move on the 21 of MDW, Michael David Wood. I think it was fair game, Jacob. I don't want to hear what other people's opinions are. And secondly, when Cherry got to him on the inside, here's the deal, and this is my take on it. And I'm just one voice here. He gave him a push, but he didn't dump him, Jacob. Look at the shot. He gave him a push, but he didn't dump him. Cherry had plenty of time to correct, and when he did that, Tristan Bruce just stormed on by and is going to win this race here at Nashville. Congratulations, Tristan Bruce, and I believe he's locked himself into the championship round in Charlotte next week too. Am I right? I think he was in red. You're in the championship 6.
I think he was in red. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He was in red, and I mean, the whole deal right there with Wood going after him right there. That was right there on that restart where Tristan came up and knocked Wood out of the way. Now that whole deal with Cherry, I don't know how that's going to end up working out.
Dean, we've had 32 damn cautions. Let's show the restart one more time on the green-white checker, or the 2-lap shootout, and we'll take it to you through the finish here, Jacob. You can literally see it, my friend, and you tell me if there's anything wrong here. I don't see anything wrong with what just happened. And again, I think Tristan Bruce just had an opportunity to shoot the gap. He went after MDW, and then he did that little bump and run on Cherry, not in the middle of the corner, going into the turn. There's a difference on the straightaway and the bump. There's one shot that's fair. Here he comes. Yep. Cherry on the inside. Cherry on top. Bruce with a bump and run. Here they come for the white flag, Jacob, right here.
That whole deal right there with MDW, that's old school racing right there. I see that. And Cherry down here on the inside, and Bruce right there on the top gets the run, almost ends up cleaning the damn guardrail out. But then at that point, there it is right there. Might have overdrove it a little bit. Very aggressive move, but still the bump and run knocks him out of the way, gets it done. Now, I understand this right here at the end. I do understand Wood going after Tristan Bruce. He's got every right. I mean, honestly, he does have every right. But I mean, he's got every right. I mean, that's what we love. As we're actually seeing out there, Joey Doucette out there. It's beef. It was for dinner. Yeah, I mean, it really is. But I understand that, and that's one thing that we're really going to be watching out for, especially when we go to Charlotte. Tristan Bruce gets around MDW. How's that going to end up working out?
But Jacob Reeves, you said it yourself. You're coming down to the last restart. You're going to do what you have to do to win. And let me say something as well. What happened on Monday in the Duel 2 at Daytona, where Larson, obviously took out the guy to win the race, and Bullock got wrecked coming to the line. It's one thing to dump somebody the way that happened on Monday at the Super Speedway event. it's another thing that what just happened here. I mean, it was good. Listen, I think everybody. Let me say this on behalf of the mouthpiece for Nazareth. I think Jacob Reeves. Everybody is mentally drained. I think they're tired. I think they're exhausted. I think they're wanting this race to be over. Thank God, so do we. And this is the outcome of what it was going to end up being because it's been that way all darn night. And at the end, I don't fault Tristan Bruce from Denver, North Carolina at all. Props to him. He's in the championship 6 by winning here at Nashville.
I agree 100%. And you were talking about the Cole Larson deal and everything. And even though that there was no intent of what Larson was doing, but still, I mean, you know, I get what you're saying on that, and I agree with what happened here tonight. I mean, was it aggressive? You damn right it was aggressive. I mean, it was aggressive, but at the same time, was it fair? Yeah, it's short track racing. You know, if you see that at, say, at a mile and a half, you can kind of, 50-50 on it, however you want to look at it, but that's short track racing. That's what we've come to know. And Tristan Bruce ends up getting the win here this evening, folks. We're going to take a quick commercial break, round up your podium finishers. Going to make it as quick as we can. And don't go anywhere. You're watching the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series here live on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network.
Are you ready?
For Murf's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murf's magical creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murf's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Reach up there and pull those belts tight one more time. Drivers, start your engines!
Well, folks, we're back here at the Nashville Fairgrounds. You saw the promotion for the Nazareth 500. We'll talk about that here in just a little bit. There's your race results. And we're going to go ahead and get the podium finishers up here and go ahead and get on out of Nashville. And we got the winner, Tristan Bruce. OT Bruce gets the win here tonight. Tristan, first of all, congratulations on the win. There's going to be some people that's going to sit there and say, well, this was a bad move of what you did and everything. Yeah, it's kind of, with two ways, however you want to look at it. What would you say about that as far as the aggressiveness and the moves that you made right there on this final restart?
Yeah, I was telling these boys in here, my plan was to give the bumper absolutely, but not that hard and push both of them up the track as hard as I did. That's not what I wanted to do. But absolutely, what I did was a plan. Coming into this race, I was one below the cut line. Who knows throughout the race where I'm at in the point, so I need a win. I got the win, so very happy about that. Terrible race overall with cautions. That was absolutely stupid, but a win's a win.
A win is a win, Tristan, and with this win, it puts you in the Championship 6 for Season 9 of the Premier Nazareth Series, the C.O.P.S Truck Series. What's your take of making it into that, and are we going to see do you think we'll see this type of atmosphere next week amongst the 6 guys like yourself racing for the championship?
I think it's going to be hard, aggressive racing. Hopefully, clean on my side as well. I'll try to drive as clean as I can around these guys in the Champ 6. But we're all going to fight really hard for it next week, and that's what matters most. Hopefully, it'll be a good one, good show for the fans, and it's going to be exciting to see which one of the 6 of us comes home as a champ.
Buddy, real quick in closing, go ahead and thank your sponsors.
Yeah, just Dan Gobble with Chrome and DSR Electric. He does everything for us. Helps us out so much. So appreciate you, Dan. All my supporters that watch every week. Chandler, my buddy, my mom, she's my biggest supporter on here. My dad's always watching. Sisters, everyone. So just thank you for everyone that does this. And you guys in the broadcast, sorry you had to wait so long. We hate it too. But yep.
Wait for one hell of a finish. I'll go ahead and give you that. Tristan Bruce gets the win here tonight, buddy. Congratulations on making it to the championship 6, the win. And we'll see you in Charlotte next week.
Thank you.
That was OT Bruce. Tristan Bruce gets the win. Now we'll go to second place finisher, MDW. What? I just got to ask you the honest question. I mean, do you feel like, in your mind, the move that Tristan made was justified, being that aggressive or not? Do you feel like it was justified?
Oh yeah, 100%. He's going for a championship spot. I don't blame him. I literally said in the chat, I'm going to get moved, and I don't blame him. It just sucks for my team because, of course, we're going for a team championship, and I got moved out of the way, and then Matt got moved out of the way, and Matt is not, well, the other Matt anyway, he's not lightest bit happy, but it is what it is. Just sucks that, kind of 2 races this season, we've been leading a lot of it, and then get moved out of the way on a green-white checkered and walled. But again, I mean, after the race, I just did that to do that. I didn't really care all that much, but it is, again, it's for a championship spot. I get it. So I think anyone would have done that, to be honest with you, because I don't know what the point situation was, but I heard that he was out. So all that I knew was like, hey, if he does it, he does it. Whatever, he'll go to a championship. Plus, I mean, I can't imagine a championship without him and Holden, because, I mean, those 2 dominated the first half of the season, so they rightfully deserve to be in it. So, in my opinion, it is 100% justified. So, yeah.
MDW, I know that's what a lot of people know you as. Of course, Matthew David Wood. Matthew, I got to ask you this question. Obviously, you are one of the drivers. You were the first man to punch your ticket into the Championship 6. What's your take of the year of last year racing with these guys, building your resume, building your intelligence in the world of iRacing yourself, and now having the opportunity to be one of these 6 guys at Charlotte next week to battle for the title?
I think it's good to race around these guys. It's an honor to be around these guys, especially, Tristan being the young talent that he is, and Holden being as good as he is. I mean, this is no small league. This is a big league, and a lot of talented guys in it. So, looking back on it, I've learned a lot. I've only been on iRacing for a year. I'm as young as Tristan, just trying to learn everything. Learn everything as it goes. I mean, this is really the first league that I've run in, so it's been a learning experience. I've learned a lot. I've had people teach me a lot, but I feel like next season can be better. Of course, every season can be better, of course, but yeah, I mean, it's great. I just got to thank NJB Designs for making the car. Thanks, Pops, for watching. Steve for watching. Anybody else who supports me that's watching, you guys for what you do. Nazara as a whole, Brady does a wonderful job. He has to take care of a lot. So huge respect for him and my team. RFC, and thank the Lord for what he's done for me and what he always will.
Well, folks, he tried to park it in victory lane, but he'll end up getting second here tonight. MDW, buddy, appreciate your time. Congratulations on second place. Congratulations on the whole season leading up to next week. We'll see you at Charlotte, baby. You still running for a championship.
Tried to jump victory lane, actually.
Yeah, you jumped it. You about jumped the damn wood post, but that was awesome to see. Wood, appreciate your time, buddy.
Hey.
It was MDW Matthew David Wood. Now we'll go to the third place finisher, Paul Wetter, which was Holden McGill. And Holden, buddy, I mean, you had a good shot. You's up front. You looked like you was going to be the one that we was going to be sitting there talking to first. Where did it go south for you?
I don't know. When you get that many yellows, it just becomes very difficult to judge your strategy. So, I mean, you kind of have to take a wild guess. I had no idea that they were going to be able to make it on fuel from there. So, kudos to them for picking the right strategy. I thought I was in the right one, and if we had had some more green flag laps, I feel like I would have had a pretty good shot at it, but that's just not the way it worked out.
Holden, obviously, I know it's frustrating not being the guy that we're talking to in victory lane, but you are on the podium and looking at the big picture. You did what you needed to do. I want to say unofficially, but I want to say it's official, to put yourself in the championship 6. You were kind of needing to win a race like I guess Tristan Bruce had to do. What's your take of looking at the big spectrum of things and having a chance to go for a Season 9 NASRA Championship next Friday night at Charlotte?
Well, if that ends up being the case, awesome. I'd honestly, if I didn't win, didn't think there was any shot of it. So I'm not going to get my hopes up quite yet until I hear that it's official.
Yeah,
but yeah, if we have the chance, we're gonna give it everything we have. Which that's gonna be a long night because we're also running the 24 that night. So that's gonna be a lot of racing that day. But sometimes that's better.
Wow.
Well, Holden, buddy. However it ends up working out as far as the points goes, however it is, buddy, you still put on a hell of a show here tonight at the Nashville Fairgrounds. Thank your sponsors in closing, buddy.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, and I need to thank Outlier Speedco, Express Esports. Those are the guys that support me and everything I do on here. And then, as always, want to thank the admins, the broadcast team, race officials, other drivers, everybody that works hard to put the show on. And whatever happens between now and next week, as far as being in or out, I'm at peace with, and we'll just move on from there.
And by the way, let me say as well, thank you, Holden McGill. That is unofficial. I'm just kind of tallying up the finishing and the way he was on the track and what he needed to do and who he was ahead of, Jacob. And, you know, I'm just kind of thinking in my head, he's done what he needs to do to go to the championship 6. Now, again, I don't make that final call, but we'll see what happens, Jacob Reeves.
Well, let's see what'll happen, I guess, on all that. Holden, buddy, appreciate your time, and one way or another, we'll see you at Charlotte, however it ends up turning out. We'll see you at Charlotte next week.
Yep. Appreciate y'all. And I know y'all dealing with the same weather I am, so y'all stay warm this weekend.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you, Holden.
Yeah,
yes,
we're going to try too, buddy. Appreciate you on that one. That was Holden McGill, gets third here
I'm
tonight.
going to make no angels after this race.
You go ahead. I know exactly where I'm going when this sucker's over with. But, Wesley, buddy, final thoughts on Nashville, which I don't know if I want your final thoughts, but we'll go ahead and get them anyway. Hell, why not?
You want to give me my thoughts? Oh, let's see here.
Why not?
It was you said typical short track racing. I think some guys were really, really aggressive. I think there was a lot of shenanigans that went on. I think you've got these types of scenarios where you got guys that don't have anything to lose, and everybody's got everything to gain. And for guys that are like literally in the championship 6, you've seen it. We know that MDW, Chris Blanchard, and obviously now Tristan Bruce are in. I want to say unofficially, I think Holden McGill is going to be in, but we'll see how it all tallies up. But, man, at the end of the night, it was a wreck fest. It was the record of the most cautions in a NASRA event ever since NASRA's inception of 2020. Let me emphasize on that. Since 2020, this race, finally, 5 years later, has the most yellow flags of a NASRA event. So, Was it not pretty? No, it was not. Was it exhausting for us in the booth? Was it still entertaining? Yes. Dean, it was still fun working with you in the booth and Jacob as well. And I look forward to seeing what happens at Charlotte. Charlotte's a fun place. I love Charlotte Motor Speedway. We'll see what happens. And I hope everybody's safe, whether it's in the wildfires of California or with the winter storms that we're facing. I am literally getting ready to take me a shot, go to bed, and try to reset and prepare for Monday in Daytona. So, don't forget Nazar DSR Electric Series, Daytona Lid Lifter Season 5 on Monday. Then we've got Darlington for the Blanchard Stowe and Xfinity Series, Iowa for the Nazar Cup Series, and, of course, Charlotte next Monday through Friday. And, Jacob, God willing, I'll be right here with you alongside for the calls, buddy.
Absolutely. We'll be ready for that. Dean, you got any final thoughts here at the Nashville Fairgrounds, buddy?
Just what I noticed at the end there, both MDW, just look at the replays, both MDW and Holden McGill were both put into the fence. Well, they tank slapped the fence at the very end there. Both of them came out with second and third. So to say, that's not too bad, actually. Next, I'm taking notes at the moment saying, when to finish race, I'm going to slap the fence. Anyway, no, I think you guys have all said it. Everybody said it, so that's it. It is what it is. That's a race, done and dusted. Trish and Bruce got it done. MDW and Holden McGill, first, second, and third, with Newton just sly. I give it out to the Brady the Boss Man, too. After being involved in some wrecks and having to put up with a lot of stuff after this, he did finish in P5.
Awesome stuff here tonight at the Nashville Fairgrounds. I will say this. We had 31, from what I'm understanding. It was 31, 32, somewhere in that range, cautions. But still, it was over 30. But I'll say this. With all the chaos, all the wrecks and everything else, no matter what happens, it's still put on one of the best finishes that I've probably seen in quite some time here on iRacing and with Nazareth. So we'll see what happens. Maybe Charlotte will give us the same thing next week when we go race for a championship next week. Yes, sir.
Hey, Jacob, by the way, time of race, 2 hours, 28 minutes in a 2.5 hour time limit. How about that?
Good God.
2 hours,
Barely
28 minutes. And, you jokingly, before we came on the air, said, hey, guys, we'll probably be here till midnight. Well, guess what? It's 10 minutes to the top of the hour, brother.
Called it. Pretty much called it. Folks, that's going to do it for this broadcast. I want to thank all the great sponsors, obviously Serve Pro, Glass Mechanic, Premier Racing Sets, Murf Magical Creations, all the great sponsors, TLC for what they do on the Wednesday night series, and obviously Blanchard's Towing, DSR Electric, you name it. But the one thing really is C.O.P.S, obviously, for what they do for the Friday night series. I'm understanding yesterday was, from what Hope Wigginton sent me, that yesterday was a big day, was Law Enforcement Appreciation Day, which was yesterday. So cool deal right there for that, especially with the concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series. Said he was going to have some guys within the law enforcement that was going to be watching tonight. So hopefully all y'all enjoyed it, and hopefully y'all didn't say the hell with it and turn away and go to bed when it got too far.
They're used to these types of accidents on the highways and byways, especially during the winter weather. So,
they're having flashbacks.
Sure. Yeah,
they're having flashbacks.
And I back the blue, man. Thank you for our men and women who protect and serve and do I back the blue. I back our men and women of law enforcement. So thank you, everybody, a part of the Concerns of Police Survivors. And Jacob, Charlotte, I think, will be a must-see to determine what happens next Friday night. We get the chance to be the voices of it, brother. It's going to be a fun time.
Yes, sir. It's going to be an absolute fun time. Also, want to thank each and every one of the drivers for everything that they do, no matter how many cautions y'all decide to pull out tonight. And obviously, we love the fans. Cannot forget about the fans, everything that y'all do. Always giving us something to talk about. Always popping the beef out there in the live chat. We always love that. Don't forget, there you see it, the Nazareth 500, the Great American Sim Race. Obviously, we'll be on February the 8th. All the qualifiers, the LCQs, all that right there that you see on your screen. If you haven't yet, screenshot that bad boy. If you want to sign up, you know exactly where to go. It's at Nazra-iRacing. And that will be on Facebook. Or it might be at Nazra-Racing. I believe that's what it is.
We can scan it
it's
too,
one of them.
Jacob.
It's 12 o'clock.
Easy to
It's
scan
12
it,
o'clock.
right.
I'm ready to take my tail to bed. You can scan it right there to get in the Discord, get yourself signed up, all that good stuff. Obviously, Brady LaBeouf, Cody Knott for everything they do with Nazra, letting us be ourselves all the time. For the Australia Indeed Hopton Bengals, and also for Smithfield, North Carolina's own Wesley Outland, I'm the Redneck Announcer, Jake Reeves. Said as I always say, be safe, be kind, be fast. Folks, I am absolutely wore out. I worked 15 hours a day. I stayed up. We still saw one hell of a finish here tonight. Hopefully, I won't be working 15 hours next Friday night, and we can get it burnt down at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, Concord, North Carolina. Will be the side of the Championship 6. You don't want to miss it. Next Friday night, live on the Nashville 360 Racing Network, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Guarantee you don't want to miss it. Bring your whiskey, bring your steaks, bring whatever you got to have. Because, folks, it's going to be a hell of a show.